you ready?
This is the D-Generation CLIX podcast with your hosts,
Who is Ravage?
Ryan Ruckman,
Ravage.
Hand me that bottle cap.
Miles Kane,
Hand me that paperclip. Grab that twine. Gun wrapper.
Daniel Schwab,
Best friends.
Asgard to mouth.
and Pete.
'Cause I'm just me.
Welcome back to the D-Generation CLIX podcast. This is Ryan, Miles, Dan, and Pete here with the first half of our set review for Smash and Destroy.
Full title of your sex tape.
Miles had a dental procedure, so he's on some pain meds, so we're going to see how this goes. Miles, you doing good?
Yep, I have no front teeth, so you're going to hear some slight lisps and tangents.
Well, there's always tangents. That's not due to the meds. All right, starting out is 001A, the Hulk.
Smash you. I smashed you.
He's got the Avengers team ability, Avengers Brute Monster Scientist keywords, and just one trait. So Hulk is bigger. When Hulk KOs an opposing character of 30 points or more, after resolutions, you may replace him with a character named Hulk of 70 points or less. And 50 points, 1 point line, 10 charge, 10 super strength, 17 invulnerability, and then he changes to halfway through the dial for Battle Fury with 6 clicks. What are you guys thinking about this guy? Nothing too fancy. 50 points might be a little much, but he does turn into something bigger.
Yeah, I do like him in Pulp. I think potentially maybe in Modern. Because you're able to really bring things to him with spots since he has scientists. So maybe, that's how you're going to be able to just load him up real quick, potentially. Give him that 100-point one.
Yeah, just by himself. Just by himself, he's
Yeah.
nothing special. You really have to lean into that gimmick of that trait.
Mhm.
But yeah, I do like that the fact that it does say named Hulk, so you have lots of options there.
But they're not coming from like sideline or anything, so this is actually a pretty cool little piece
It is
for
a
what it can
sideline.
do.
Except they
It
are
says
sideline.
replace. Yeah, it says replace.
Are they?
So yeah, whenever it says
Oh, that
replace,
has to
that
be-
means
It has to be
sideline.
sideline. Well,
Yeah.
but there's worse things. I mean, if you really like the Hulk, it's not. This is certainly not a bad 50-point piece. We've had much worse 001s.
Yeah, it's very true. He's good for like the 001. I mean, this is what I picture Hulk as pretty simply. So, I like that he can turn into something bigger, which is cool. So like it makes him I feel like this adds a little more to his value for being the 001 is because he can like level up basically.
Would you describe him as a grower, not a shower?
That's a really good way to describe this one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Now, if you in sealed, would you play this guy if you don't pull the a bigger one to turn into?
That really depends on what else I pull, to be fair. But yes, probably because I mean a 10 charge is still pretty good, right? Because most of our speed values are a little bit lower, so a 10 charge is not bad. And there's enough perplex in the set where you could just get him to at least an 11 attack.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would sit him on the sideline unless I had something to turn into. I'd have to have some pretty low things, I think. What about Miles? Beat?
Yeah, I like him, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna be doing Hulk things. I don't know if I'd play him if I only have the 001A because he's really not good for 50 points.
Yeah.
So
You have to really lean
yeah.
into the gimmick.
Worst case is I think just having the B side makes him playable in every format. The Quake late dial but deals 3 damage instead is really huge, and you get 8 clicks.
I thought we were still just talking about the A side.
We are.
I'm not playing the A side by itself.
Okay.
Probably, unless I have the other ones.
I thought we were talking about all
There's
three
got to
of
be
them.
better. Yeah, there's got to be better 50-point options. But if I have the other ones, there's a good chance those guys are hanging out together.
Well, let's go on to 001B then.
No banner, only Hulk.
So this one has the added Defenders keyword in addition to the rest of them, and then he has a Hulk is stronger trait, which is similar to the first one. When Hulk KOs an opposing character of 30 points or more, after resolutions, you may replace him with a character named Hulk of 100 points or less, and then he has a special attack power Gamma Smash, which is Quake, but hit characters are dealt 3 damage instead. So this one's 70 points. He's got that 10 charge, 11 super strength, 18 invulnerability, and a 3 with no damage power on the top there. And he has 8 clicks of health, but he doesn't get the special Gamma Smash Quake until click 5, and he's off of charge by then too.
Yeah, that's why I don't think you'd ever play him main force. I think he's better in to come in for the A1, especially the late dial. Like those last 2 clicks, very, very good. Like because he has charge back with the impervious and then the 11 attack.
Yeah, because he gets replaced on the same click number then, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So, question for people that are bad at hero clicks like me.
Yep.
So you start with the 50.1, right? And you kill something and you get the 70.1. Can you redeclare his Avengers?
No. Avengers, the team ability is assigned at the beginning of the game.
Okay. Full service podcast. I like him. 70 points is reasonable. I don't like the Quake power in the back half of the dial. I kind of always don't like things that you have to take damage to get to that are interesting, but if you are there, that's potentially mid or late game a huge alteration thing with Quake with 3 damage instead.
Even if you had it on click 1, I'd like him a lot better. And then lost it for 3 clicks.
If you had it on click 1, you'd probably never play the 50.1, honestly.
Yeah, because we'll get to the next one, but yeah, the next one is very similar in how that works.
All right, going to 001C.
Baby arms.
Avengers Defenders Shield Brute Monster Scientist now. He has another trait, which is Hulk is strongest one there is, willpower. When Hulk uses it, if he replaced a character this game, he succeeds on a 3 through 6, and then a special attack power Gamma Mega Smash. Quake, but hit characters are dealt 3 damage instead. When Hulk knocks back an opposing character, knockback damage dealt to that character is penetrating. And then this is the first one that actually has the improved movement through blocking. Destroys blocking. And then this one is going to be 100 points, 10 clicks of health, starts with a 10 charge, 12 super strength, 19 invulnerability, 4 damage with no power there. And then moves to a leap climb, battle fury 4 damage on click 5, and doesn't get that special attack power till click 6, where he has it for 4 clicks, moving to flurry the last 3. So obviously the goal is to get to this one if you start with the 50.1.
Yeah.
Yep.
This guy was great. I played him in sealed. He was awesome.
Did you just play him at 100 points, or did you build him up?
No. This is the only one I pulled. So like I just played him at 100, and he was like, even without the 3 through 6 willpower, just having willpower was great. He did get hit to those Quake clicks, which was awesome, and that was actually like really nice because he dealt 3 damage and then knocked everybody back, and it was a lot of damage.
Yeah, if you can get that gimmick off, he's really obviously worth the 50 points.
Yeah, so I mean he's quite good. Yeah, I even playing him at 100, he was worth it, and the 19 defense was great. Even though you think it's bad because it's in sealed, at least it was pretty solid. So
I like him for 100 points. I think in sealed you definitely look at him.
Yeah, it's sealed. Oh yeah, I like him actually in pulp. I think that this could be a really fun piece because you really don't have a lot of sidelines for pulp, so you're gonna just put both Hulks on anyway and see if you can get them loaded up.
That's a great point.
Even though 100 points is a lot, I think this is the actual one that looks... If I had to just choose and play one, I'd rather play just this 100-point one. Even though
that's what I'm saying. In modern, you can just, if you have the 2 Hulks, like with Spot can load up both the Hulks, your 50.1 and your 70.1, to turn into that 100-point figure.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that extra 50 points of your build in modern. You lose 2 sideline options, but I think that's about it. If you have these, which we have other figures that have the same thing, I think 2 is pretty much what you're going to want to do if you're playing with modern for sideline.
So 2 100-point ones? So 50, a 70-point, and then 2 100 points? Or do you would have to have a 50, a 2...
No,
you'd have to have 50, 70 on the
100
board, and then 70 on the sideline, and 200 on the sideline.
I guess if you want,
Right.
I'm just talking about 150.1 on this on main force.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying 2 on the sideline. I think when you have these shifting focus figures that you don't want to really take up more than, and that is also true for butterfly, where you really don't want that many spots taken up for your butterfly swap. And the cool thing is that, like with Chair Panther, if he shuts off one of the Hulks, you can get Chair Panther over to you and kill him, and then you're able to turn into the Hulk. So, but I doubt they're gonna be shutting off these Hulks.
I like it best in pulp, just
Yeah.
because you have 50 points and it's going to be a big target, and if you lose the 50 points, they at least targeted on that. But if you can turn it into this 100-point one, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just go into the 100-point one. You have to earn it. You got to kill stuff to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very cool mechanic. I actually really think it's pretty great. As far as like we're only in the first piece essentially.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
no, I think
very
I think
cool.
it's a very good, and it's a good way to show off Banner. Like this is a good hey, cool, your Hulk gets stronger the more
So in constructed constructed pulp, not constructed sealed. Jesus.
No, constructed sealed. Explain it.
That's the format I'm working on. I put all the boosters together and then I hand them to you and they're taped up. In constructed pulp though, have they ruled on 300-point Thanos, or is that
No.
just the thing?
That's
Okay,
the thing.
so I mean, you can't actually play any of this then because 300-point Thanos is just going to kill it all.
There's a few things in pulp that actually can answer him. We'll get to a few of those.
We're doing a set
yeah,
review, but we're really doing a pulp episode. I'll get back to you about sealed constructed Rim, and I think
sure.
there's some legs here.
I can't
I think
wait.
so too.
All right, what do we got next, Dan?
Next is 002 Valkyrier. She is 35 points. She is Asgardian Herald Mystical Warrior. She is 4 clicks long. She has a trait. A unique modifier. If a character was KO'd this turn, Valkyrier and adjacent friendly characters modify defense +2. So she has flight, charge, blades, toughness, and prob, and then 2 clicks of sidestep. She gets 1 click of blades, toughness, and then close combat expert. And the last click is phasing. A 19 defend and prob again. So she's amazing. For me, for 34 points, this is amazing. And you have to commit to kill her too, right? Because even if you hit her for 4, if you don't outwit her defense, she's now a 19 defend with prob.
Yeah, 35-point prob that you can't really ignore. She flies with an 8 charge, 11 blades.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to
she
make
also-
sure.
Here's that last click and kill someone. Everyone's now at 21 defense.
Yeah, you don't want her
Yeah.
to land on that last click either.
No, and so the other thing too is not for nothing. We're losing a few of them, but she is a herald, so she can get that for free. So she's technically only 25 points. So
Yeah,
Good
she's
point,
well worth
Dan.
her points.
And she's a great 35 points. And I could actually see her making some modern teams because I mean, she's got the prob, that +2 defense, then you can really bank on, protecting your team. Because, modifying defense +2 is huge.
I could see her in constructed for sure, making modern.
Yeah.
003 damage control worker, shield TA, damage control, love new keywords, and shield. Real name's Various. He's got a trait, damage control writing estimates, so this is a hard-working man. Power until your next turn. Damage control worker has once per action when an opposing effect destroys one or more pieces of blocking terrain within range. After resolutions, remove an action token from a friendly character. He's 3 range, single bolt. He's 4 clicks. He's 20 points. He starts with sidestep, 9 attack, toughness, 1 damage, and he ends with 5 poison, barrier, and 1 damage. He's fun.
This is the closest we'll ever get to a yard guard.
Of all the comments that we're about to go through, I felt like this one was the least yard guardy, but I'll defer to your knowledge in that area.
No. I think the boss man of these guys should be the yard guard, honestly. But
Yeah.
The biggest thing is 20-point shield TA, right?
Yes.
Because taking a
100%.
power action to get that trait, that's a little rough. But it's strong.
And yeah, there's a figure later on that will make it to where you'll see
lot
where
better.
it makes it different. Yeah, a lot better.
That has a lot of yard guard energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
big yard guard energy.
This next piece is a little wild to me.
Next piece is 004A, the Los Diablos soldier, which is the Devil's soldier. He has the PD, Hulkbusters and soldier, various real names. So I'm sure there's one named Frank. There could be one named Ted. He has 5 clicks. He has 25 points, 5 range, double target, force blast his entire dial, 3 clicks of incap, 2 of precision, 2 of toughness, 3 of willpower, all in enhancement. Starts off with a 7, 11, 17, 2. And he's 2 damage throughout his entire dial. I mean, I guess if you want to do like a fun game with just military, police, he's a fun generic for sure.
We'll get to another piece that generates soldiers. I think it is 25 or 30 points or less. I forget which one it is. But honestly, this guy's not a bad option for that because you get enhancement and a 2 target, 5 range, 11 attack and cap. That's not terrible. PD.
He's 5 clicks for 25 points.
Yeah, but he's not doing anything beyond that.
He's enhancing and handing out PD
For 25?
I mean, I'm not saying you build like 4 of them. I'm just saying like if you can pop them out for something.
When you have people that can generate them, that's when it becomes you definitely want them. But
I wouldn't mind losing 25 points to bring him in, but using it at 25 points to put on my team, I don't think I'm doing.
I think in sealed, you might want the enhancement.
Yeah, sealed for sure.
Especially in this set.
Yeah.
All right, going to Los Diablos Officer. This guy's been working a little harder than the soldier. He has Hulkbusters.
He's just commissioned is all.
He's got 1 attack power, which is Fire the Iceberg Rocket. It's power, range 6, improve targeting through hindering and elevated. Make a range attack instead of normal damage. A hit character is given 2 action tokens, and all characters adjacent to that character are given 1 action token. He is 30 points, 5 clicks of health, 4 range, 1 bolts, and he starts with a 8 stealth, 11 special attack power, 17 willpower, and then 2 leadership, and then he gets the that special attack power on 3 of his 5 clicks. So honestly, not terrible for leadership, I guess, and that's a pretty nice power.
Yeah. He's your 30-point leadership. You still get PD, and he can do something that's a pretty unique little power. And you get a yell, "Fire the iceberg rocket!"
Yeah, that right there, I think makes him worth playing, especially in pulp.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody's named Frank or Ted out of this group, Miles?
Officer Frank or Officer Ted?
It could be. I think that this is probably Ted. I think Frank is a soldier, and this could probably be Ted.
Yeah.
Okay.
This could also even be Pete. We could have Dan. This is actually Dan in HeroClix form.
I would choose to name 1 Bill and 1 Ted, and they would have an excellent adventure.
That'd be amazing. You know what? You should do that. Get 2 of them and just like take pictures at your work, and just have their own Facebook page called the.
We need more storytelling in CLIX.
Yes.
Yeah.
There should be a format where you have to have a story to go along with your team.
I like it.
There was a long time when we played games where there were stories going along with the team.
There sure were. We won't get into it, but the best one was Steve Trevor.
Oh, Steve Trevor's amazing. I love that piece still.
All right, let's go to Ant-Man.
Next is 005 Ant-Man. He's Avengers. Damage control, shield, thunderbolts, warrior somehow. That's awesome. He's got wildcard team ability. He has 30 points. He's got a trait, power. Ant-Man and adjacent friendly characters can be tiny and have improved movement blocking this turn. Not destroy, just moves through. So he's 5 clicks deep. He's 2 clicks of stealth and then 3 clicks of sidestep, and then he alternates between reflexes and senses. And then he's got either in power or perplex on the back end. So I don't hate this for 30 points. This is interesting.
Pete, is his special trait a burst or an aura?
Ooh, shit.
You should know this, Pete.
I think it's an aura.
It is not.
It's a burst?
Yeah,
it's a
so he power
50-50 and I
actions.
screwed it up.
Yep.
Damn it.
So whoever's adjacent to him when he does power action, they have that until the rest of the turn.
Mhm.
Which, yeah, for 30 points, not bad.
He's
Not for
worth
nothing,
throwing on a bunch of things. We have maps like Bunker, and so he has warrior keywords. So there's a lot of like, warriors that that map can really mess with them. And all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take this power action, and now it doesn't matter. So I think there's
And not
something
for-
there for him in 30.
Yeah, and not for nothing, it's Eric O'Grady, who is like the most rotten version of Ant-Man we've ever had. Who led to
Yeah.
some really fun moments and terrible moments in comics, but Eric O'Grady is a pretty underrated character, honestly.
Yeah, he's our first Irish, proper Irish character in the set, so it's good to see.
Now, is it true he started off as a Los Diablos officer, Officer O'Grady?
If that's what we're telling stories now, he did.
It's hinted at.
It is
Yeah.
hinted at.
Yes. A very subtle handiwork in the Irredeemable Ant-Man issue 3, I think page 14, panel 3. So
Awesome. Do not fact check that, anybody.
yeah, please do.
All right, Pete.
If he's
what's
right, I'm going to be super impressed, to be honest with you. 006 Arcade. Assassin, Robot, Masters of Evil, Team Ability, real name none. I figured he had a name at some point. Nobody names their kid Arcade.
Not the robot.
He's got a trait.
It's a
That's named his
robot.
son Blanket. So
It's a robot.
Trapped murder bots, which are worse than free murder bots, I guess. When Arcade is KO'd by an opponent's attack, after resolutions, roll a d6. 1 through 3, give the attacker an action token. 4 through 6, deal the attacker 1 penetrating damage, protected pulse wave. 4 range, single bolt. He's 4 clicks for 25 points. He's got plasticity, blades, toughness, and range combat expert. And then his last click is still plasticity, poison, toughness, and empower. I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's
My only
really
thing,
Jason.
yeah, I just wish there was like some way to regenerate him.
We'll get to that.
I know, that's foreshadowing, Daniel. Dang it.
Yeah, he's either an 11 blades or you're shooting with a 12 for 3. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not bad for 25 points.
I would have liked to see this guy get the goon trait though, also.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
But
Yeah.
I guess it's the
Good.
it would mess with
sweet
his
too.
his trapped murder bot spot, but some way to interact with both of them, I guess.
Oh wait, couldn't you just make this the? Oh, I guess it would have to be one or the other for the. You could just take one of these and turn that into the goon part of the goon trait.
You just have a 1 through 3 as just he's KO'd as normal, and 4 through 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a little shift to
You
make
don't-
him usable like that.
You don't want to attack him, but you kind of have to deal with him. So,
Right.
yeah.
You don't want to get based by this guy.
No.
Mm.
Yeah, we have a long thing, so
Excuse me?
it's gonna be a long one. This is all absorbing man's. Carl Creel, who was he actually was retconned to be the guy that boxed Daredevil's dad at his Daredevil's dad's last boxing match before his dad was murdered. So Carl Creel.
That's true. Crusher.
Yep. He is the Crusher. The OA absorbing man,
I can absorb anything, even rock.
who is just the normal one. He has Alpha Flight, Hulkbusters, Masters of Evil, Brute, and Mystical. So clearly you can see that he decided to move to Canada because he was tired with the US. His trait is Absorbing Man back to normal, which is going to be on all the next 6 as well. Silent Active. At the beginning of your turn, you may replace a friendly character with an Absorbing Man trait with Absorbing Man. If you do, after resolutions, you heal Absorbing Man 3 clicks. He has a second trait, Ball and Chain, so he has Giant Reach 3. He has 8 clicks. Starts with an 8, 11, 18, 3 with Leap Climb. Quake, Invulnerability, and Empower. He's got Empower for 4 clicks, followed by 4 clicks of Shape Change. He has Super Strength Mid-Dial, as well as Flurry. And then he ends it with a Flurry, Quake, and Toughness at the end. This is, I think there's actually something in constructed modern or pulp with this figure.
The set of them or just him?
Him and a few of them. I think there's two of them that are good against every team, and so I would have liked to see this sort of like the Darkhold chases, where like at the beginning of the game you may choose 3 characters that the Absorbing Man trait. I think would have been really cool, so that way each matchup would be different based off of who you're playing against. It's going to be who you're in the Absorbing Man options.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's 2 of them that are really strong.
Yeah, obviously the plain one is probably the most plain, right? But would you ever?
You need him.
What's
you
that?
need him.
You do.
You need he's the most plain, but you need him. That last part right there. At the beginning of your turn, you can replace him and heal your Absorbing Man 3 clicks. Even if they have Bloodstone, you're healing 2.
Okay.
That's huge. Yeah, I think that he's a must, whether he starts on your sideline or main force.
Would you always start with? I don't think we're talking about today, but he does get the Wrecking Ball for free. Would you always start that with him and drop it?
I mean, why not? I do wish it was like the Death Metal Wonder Woman, or not the Wonder Woman 80, where after using that they would keep the ball and chain, just because the ball and chain has the same properties as himself. But I mean, yeah, it's a free 5-point object. I mean, you can even give if you don't want to use that, you get the free longsword on whoever you want.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask next, because you can just choose something to switch out also and drop.
Yeah. So
Anytime I can sing Miley Cyrus during a Hero Clicks game, I'm pretty happy. So I'm glad the Wrecking Ball's back.
All right, the B side, he has exact same keywords, same point value. But this one's the trait is Titanium. And when a friendly character with an Absorbing Man trait destroys 1 or more pieces of blocking terrain, after resolutions, you may replace that character with Absorbing Man. And he has special defense power that he starts with 3 clicks and his last 2 clicks, which is invincible and protected outwit. He has improved movement, destroy blocking, and starts with a 7-11-3 with plasticity, super strength, the special defense power, and battle fury. His mid dial is very interesting because he goes to a 20 defense with invincible, keeps the battle fury, and then he ends with exploit and precision strike for his last 3. This is one of if I had to rank them for sideline options, if you're starting the regular one main force, just for instance, I think he's potentially the 3rd best, just because you can choose to bring him out, and he's got that invincible as protected outwit to potentially bring there.
Yeah, because he's one of the ones you actually can do the action that that brings him out.
Yes. Yeah. So, which is nice because you can just like do a just charge destroy if you really want to bring this one out, which is very important. Especially that protected invincible is huge.
Yeah.
Protected outwit is that's great.
Dude, he's a monster. You don't even want to attack him.
No.
I like that you could potentially make him like you could hit with the first like whichever other one, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could then shift into him as long as you like blown up the blocking, and then he's a tie-up piece because he's got plasticity to top dial. So there's like
and the first one. So if you're starting with the first one, and he has that giant reach 3, and he also gets the close attacks, destroy blocking. So there is a way, to he can, do that quake for giant reach 3. This next one is actually my favorite, and I think is actually probably the best of just the normal commons, not including the chase one. And this is the Absorbing Man Gamma infused. When a friendly character with the Absorbing Man trait is hit by a character that can use Pulse Wave, Quake, or Super Strength, you can replace him with this Absorbing Man. He has a special damage power that's his last 2 and his first 2 clicks, which is Stolen Gamma Power. Outwit and adjacent opposing characters can't use Protected Outwit or Safeguard Outwit. He starts with 8-11-18-3 with Charge, Poison for 3 clicks, 2 clicks of Invulnerability, followed by 6 clicks of Toughness, and then a bunch of Steel Energy and Plasticity with Enhancement in the mid dial. This one I like too because you can actually set this one off by Pulse Waving. So you can Pulse Wave your own team and get them onto that.
Okay, yeah, because of the character.
Yeah. Because it says, just hit by a character. but this is also one that I like, maybe potentially on the main force, because you just get rid of protected and safeguard outwit. The interesting thing too, before we get through more of these, is these are anti-collector, because every time you bring them out on the map, it's gonna be a new character. So I actually really like that.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point.
So you can never collect them. Yeah,
And obviously you want
Does
this
that
one
work
out there
the sa-
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that works the same way with the Batman swap too, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Yep.
Just
at
trying
you,
to figure out how to have two. I'm just trying to figure out how to have 135 points. It takes me 27 minutes at the beginning of every turn to choose something.
Perfect. I like it.
Mhm.
The next one is I think this is the first one that is really on the cusp of making a team, but because he's really good, but it's just tough if you want to take your 3 slots. Because like right now I have it to where it's only 2 absorbing mans on the sideline, and he just misses the cut with titanium. And this is the fire, and so whenever he's hit by a character that can use energy explosion, poison, or ranged combat expert, after resolutions you bring him out. He has flaming form, which is super senses, and when he uses it and succeeds, after resolutions you deal 2 damage to the attacker. He has 4 range, 1 target. He starts with an 8, 12, 17, 4 with running shot and flight, energy explosion, the special defense power, and shape change. Before ending with a bunch of force blast, pulse wave poison, and then some energy shield deflection and range combat expert. And that's why I would really like to, if you, at the beginning of the game, you could choose 3. I think would be really cool, just because that would make him even more unique, because it's going to be different for each matchup. Because there's going to be some matchups where this absorbing man just is insane, and then others where it's just like he's never going to come out, so he's a wasted sideline slot.
Right. He looks like the most fun so far, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've hit the Dan portion of the program. It's got 2 rollouts.
Yeah. And the next one is actually even probably more like Dan. Just in case they take his dice cup away. This one is Diamond, and whenever an absorbing man is dealt penetrating damage after resolutions, you replace him with the Diamond absorbing man. He has a special attack power, which is clicks 1 through 5. Giant Reach 2 is Crystal Sharp Edges with Giant Reach 2, Blades Claws Fangs. And when absorbing man uses Blades Claws Fangs, the minimum result is the target's printed damage value. It's invincible throughout. Yeah, that's I really like that, and this is another one that I think is right on the cusp, because if you're dealing with little piddly characters, you're not going to bring him out. But like if you're going against just heavy hitters, you want this guy. And you're like, yeah, okay, I don't care. I'm going to hit you for your printed damage.
I love that. He's an 8 charge. It's a 12.
12
blades with Giant Reach 2, and then he's given the minimum damage. This is this is where I think this guy's actually more competitive, because you're going to see those higher damage values. So now the minimum result is the target's printed damage value. Again, like against the Collector, what's his top 4?
4, yeah.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good when you know your minimum's going to be 4.
Yeah, it just sucks that that's why I wish that you could have, at the beginning of the game, you could choose 3. I think it would just make it so much better. I still think he's viable in Modern. For
So,
sure.
That I can sing around when I do this, because he's going to shine so brightly.
You're gonna need a soundtrack for Absorbing Man.
Oh.
We do, yes.
What about the
we
next
have something
one?
similar? This one's actually my favorite, of course. This is Water.
Yeah, this one's cool.
When a friendly character with an Absorbing Man trait moves through water terrain or an opposing effect gives him an action token, after resolution you may replace him with this Absorbing Man. He has improved movement, elevated, and characters. 3 range with 3 targets. A special attack power, he's also Dolphin, is Whirlpool Close. Make a close attack targeting all opposing characters within 3 squares in line of fire, regardless of adjacency. Instead of normal damage, hit characters are dealt 2 damage and given an action token. After resolutions, any number of hit characters may be placed adjacent to Absorbing Man. Especially with Pem Particles. Like if you drop Pem Particles on that and you bring them there, this is also like a great way for you to really get this like interesting bomb where they're now adjacent to him, and then you're gonna pulse wave, hitting everybody, and then you're also going to be able to swap this Absorbing Man into the Gamma Absorbing Man after you pulse waved him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that combo. Yeah, this is another one where that attack power, getting it on the top dial, makes it a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I like the main one. I think that if you play him competitively, you have to have the A side because you need to heal.
I wouldn't mind starting with this guy either, just because the Dolphin team ability, or Dolphin symbol.
Yeah, he's got he's got the brute and mystical, like the same keywords, which is amazing because they're not even Mern keywords. He has mystical, so like that fire one, like in silver, like, throw him on. He's mystical with Madam Web.
Yeah,
So now like okay, yeah, go ahead and attack me. Now you're taking 2 damage. So I'm either gonna make my shape change or you're gonna take 2 damage.
Let's not take a nice episode and throw it in the trash already by bringing Madam Web into things.
You know what? I'm okay if he plays Absorbing Man with Madam Web. I'm okay with it. And then the last one is the Super Secret Chase, which this is a very well thought out nod to the Invincible. Was it Invincible Iron Man? Ellie? Yeah,
it was the Ellie
one. They gave him a new keyword. They give him as Guardian. This is Uru, and when a friendly character with an Absorbing Man trait is hit by an equipped opposing character, after resolutions, you may replace that character with Absorbing Man. He has a special defense power and special attack power. The defense power is replicated enchantments, which is impervious. Absorbing Man takes a maximum of 1 damage from characters that are equipped or that have the deity or mystical keywords. And he has that for the first 5 clicks. And then his damage power is his clicks 4 through 8, and that's Thunderous Blows. Giant Reach 2, when Absorbing Man hits, after resolutions, you choose a hit character and you deal 2 damage to each other opposing characters within 2 squares of the chosen character. And that's not even need line of fire, just within 2. So like that makes it great for him late dial.
Pretty ridiculous.
He's a 7, 12, 19, 3 with that special defense power, sidestep, quake, and perplex. Mid dial he goes to super strength and charge with the defense power and the damage power, and he ends with invincible, sidestep, super strength, and the damage power. This is the only other one.
Did you go
right now?
Team abilities too?
Oh yeah, and he has mystics and cosmic energy. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, the other ones just have Masters of Evil. I like him and Gamma as the top 2.
Yeah,
for replacements.
Yeah, and realistically,
there's no
the maximum of 1 damage. Like, how many people are equipped right now in games? Like, almost all of them. And then deity and mystical keywords are obviously huge too.
And that's not even from attacks. That's from everything. So, like, if you have an equipped Prime Colossus.
Yeah. And nothing feels worse than taking mystics after you only dealt 1 damage yourself to that person.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Pete?
So these are automatically playable in every format.
Yeah.
Well, this one's not playable in Pulp, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, okay, fair.
Yeah, but the other ones.
Yeah.
This is very cool.
Yeah, this is one that'll be.
We're only 7 in.
There's
like 22 in at this point.
There's a bunch of pieces that I want to play out of this set, like just at our fun local events. And I would say that this guy is very high on the list on getting played sooner than later.
So yeah, I am a huge Absorbing Man fan. I think it's gonna be hard pressed for them to make a better one. Like they hit the nail on the head with this figure by making the shifting focus. But like I said, the only thing that would have been nice is if it would have been like the Darkhold one shots where you start with 3, even if it's not beginning of the game, just like they don't count towards your sideline.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
I think generating would have been too overpowered for him regardless. But it'd just be nice with how limited the sideline is to see this guy make play. Because like there's so many good options.
This is the kind of stuff I like where you have options to pick in the middle of the game and make those decisions. This is like a top thing for me.
Yeah, I think he's gonna catch a lot of people off guard. I don't think people realize like how good this piece is gonna be, and just disruptive.
So Pete, you've actually played Master of Evil for our like monthly as a theme. Would he make the cut to be on your? Because we have the Master of Evil swap, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He goes right on a Masters of Evil team, no problem.
Well, the
In
challenge
silver,
there
this
is
piece
though
automatically goes.
That's what I was. That's
the
what I was
challenge
wondering
is the sideline. Yeah.
Right, you're gonna have to be selective, but not all the Masters of Evil chases. Like, there's some of them that are way better than others. But this gets automatic look on Masters of Evil's team, or you just start them on Mystical or Brute. Like, this is This is just phenomenal.
The monthlies, once we get to Mystical, like out here, like that's my team right there. It's Absorbing Man.
I like it.
And Brute. Because you're not going to really have a lot of sideline options anyway for those two keywords.
Yeah. Dan, you want to move on to Craven?
Yes. So this is 008A.
I do so enjoy the hunt.
So he's 45 points. He has the Sinister Syndicate team ability. He is Savage Land, Animal, Brute, Martial Artist, Warrior. This is Sons of Craven. So a quick tidbit is this is the storyline where these are all clones of Craven that were cloned by the High Evolutionary. So his trait is Sons of Craven. At the beginning of the game, for all characters with this trait, choose a keyword. When Craven KOs an opposing character with the chosen keyword, score 10 victory points. So that's pretty cool. So he's 6 clicks. He goes from charge to stealth, and then he's got no attack power except for the last 2 clicks, which are blades. The only bummer part about him is his attack value is very middle of the road with 10, starting out for the first 4 clicks, and then he goes down to 9. And then he's got either toughness or reflexes, and then he's get 2 clicks of outwit and 4 clicks of close combat expert. So, but these guys are basically like generics, so I guess that's why. But it's like when I look at them and I look at the Valkyrie, I'm like, she's 10 points less and has better values. So that.
So the attack power though is something that whenever I'm looking at Sinister Syndicate, I really don't think about the attack value.
Oh yeah,
just because of how easy it is to bump it up.
Yeah, I think.
But I get what you're saying. For sure.
A big thing is really just that he's getting those 10 extra victory points that bloated his cost a little too much.
Yeah. So, but I mean, this is a neat thing. I read that. I went back and read this storyline because I saw this. I was like, oh, this is really neat. What is this? And it was like, yeah, he had High Evolutionary make, I think it was 86 clones.
It was insane. Yeah, that's where I have that with my Craven comics. Pulled out to read soon too.
What if they just numbered them? Like 1, 2, 3, 77.
Tattoo it on their chest.
86 clones of Craven on the wall. 86 clones of Craven.
So to go along with this one, we have the 008B.
I am Craven the Hunter. What I hunt, I consume. What I consume, I become.
So he's either 125 points or 65, and this one doesn't feel much better, to be honest. So he's got the same keywords, and then he's got the Last Son as his trait. When a character with Craven in their name is KO'd, after resolutions, modify Craven's combat values +1 until the end of your next turn. If that character has a Sons of Craven trait, also remove an action token from Craven. So that's really good for tempo, but I'm giving up a lot of points for this to happen. So,
what about in silver when you have the Craven off? Oh, never mind. No, that's just Craven off, not the Craven bucks.
Yeah, they're there. They don't work.
Yeah.
So for 125, he's an 8 hypersonic, 12 blades, 18 toughness, 3 damage RCE. He has 4 range and 2 targets, and then he goes to charge, and then so he gets 3 extra clicks for 125 for 65 points, which is another thing that I'm not super thrilled about. And then his 60-point dial is 6 clicks long. It starts with stealth, then goes to hypersonic, and then ends on charge. And he's got 2 clicks of blades, 2 clicks of nothing, and then 2 clicks of blades. Then he starts on toughness perplex. He shifts to reflexes perplex or RCE, and then reflexes, and then back to ends on battle fury. So I really like the story he was pulled up from, but man, these guys just that I don't know. There's just like
that Craven and Sealed seems like a monster.
A monster exactly 125 to give up to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 85 Cravens on the wall.
I faced this and I pummeled this guy into the dirt. I was like, okay.
That's a pilot error.
Fair, I guess.
He's probably better in battle royals. Like this is a piece like in battle royals, like you're probably gonna stick with it. More so than Sealed, but yeah.
He just needed a rollout. Right? Like toughness senses at 125 would have been fine.
I
just lower the point cost, honestly. Otherwise, you're sitting here and you're like giving him rollouts or a 19 defense and invulnerability instead or something. Just
Dude,
yeah.
19 defenses are nothing.
And he's an 18. So for 125, yeah, this is the first piece that I honestly just don't like.
I was really excited because like we have a bunch of Cravens in Modern, and these. I mean, obviously the last one was a Chase and a Prime, but I was hoping for like just a good, normal version that I could play, and I was like, they just unfortunately were not it.
Well, we had beyond amazing. We had a great rare
Oh
liked
yeah,
him a lot.
Craven. That was a really that's the one. Like when you think of a Cur, like non-prime, obviously Craven. Like that's the Craven I think of. Like that was perfect.
That one was really well done.
The 08 one I think is actually pretty good. This one, I am a little disappointed. I thought I was hoping for it was going to be what's his name? I can't even remember what his name is. Drugs kicking in. His son, Alyosha Craven.
okay, yeah.
Would have been cool. But
It's a perfect
with
example.
such lovely hair, his dial sucks.
It's a perfect example of the points just honestly killing the playability of a piece.
Mm-hmm.
It might be fun to play a silver clone Craven team once, and that's probably about it.
Well, yeah, because I like it in theory, right? You play one or two of the little guys with this guy, and I'm like, that seems kind of cool. I could do it, and but it doesn't play out the way you want it
to. Next we have.
No, you're down 150 points. That's what happens. Because you're not playing him at 125, right, Dan?
No, I don't want to. No.
Yeah.
Next!
All right, next we have Speedball 009A. He's got Avengers, Damage Control, Initiative, New Warriors, Spider-Man Family, Thunderbolts, and Celebrity. We got the Spider-Man TA, and then he has a trait, Damage Control, Intern, Where's My Coffee, Power, choose 2 of the following effects in any order. Move 4 squares, knock back an adjacent opposing character, and Speedball can use Invincible until your next turn. And then he has a special defense power, which is Super Sense's Toughness. He has 1 point value, which is 50 points, 6 clicks of health. Kind of a weird dial. He alternates between Force Blast and Sidestep. And then he has a couple of clicks in the middle there with Precision Strike. Otherwise, he's alternating with his special defense power and combat reflexes. He does start with Prob, so that's kind of nice for sealed. But overall, this guy just kind of felt a little clunky. I was excited with this guy coming out, too, because he screams 90s with, I can't think of his name right now, Night Thrasher.
Night Thrasher.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's New Warriors. Like, It's just like, they're so close to making him good. The fact that it's a damage control thing, I realize they're going for that. It just makes it tough because, like, he's like a poor man's Quicksilver or Flash, and this dial just doesn't give you that feel.
Right.
So I guess we're going to throw a bike on him.
Yeah, just to be able to play him a little bit more. I know, like, Night Thrasher isn't, like, crazy awesome either, but this is just a team that I am excited to play together.
Yeah.
I think, what was the other one in the 90s? Because these were guys that were, like, they always
It was
made
Dark
the...
Ops,
yes,
Rage.
yes. And wasn't Namorita on the team?
Yeah, Namorita was one of them as well. Yeah.
So this is a team...
Nova, Captain Marvel.
They were always, always in your collectible cards. They always made those sets, and they always made the teams.
New Warriors, they were pushing New Warriors so big in the early 90s.
And we haven't gotten any of them, and so we were finally getting a few, so I'm excited to play this team.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he needs a bike, so we're going to have to put one on him.
Yep.
Well, wait,
I like him.
you said he actually needs a bike? What?
Yeah.
He needs something.
Well, we got
Cycle?
a guy coming up that makes him a lot better too, by the way.
Yeah, but that guy isn't New Warriors.
Fair.
I'm only
Okay,
playing
fair.
this guy on a New Warriors team. I'm not playing a damage control team with Speedball. I'm not playing a damage control team at all.
You could. Oh, he doesn't have shield. I was like, what? He's like, could you play shield? No.
All right, going to his counterpart here. So this is 009B Excavator. He has...
God gave me a gift. I shovel well. I shovel very well.
As Guardian, Masters of Evil, Wrecking Crew, and Brute, he has a trait, which is I shovel well. I shovel very well. And it is free. Remove an adjacent non-debris terrain marker from the game or destroy an adjacent piece of blocking terrain. And only 30 points for 6 clicks, which is pretty awesome. He starts with a charge, and that special attack power is whole dial, and then 17 invulnerability, and nothing on the damage power. I kind of like this guy for 30 points.
I mean,
he's getting. I'm going to be getting a customized one of him. It's going to be William H. Macy dressed as the shoveler from Mystery Men, where the I shovel well, I shovel very well. That scene was actually where his wife was mad that he took his son's like baseball gear, and that's what he wore. And it's just what he does. He just shovels really well. He's a shoveler.
I like that for 30 points. If you get to clicks 5 and 6, you just have 4 damage printed.
Yeah, if you give, and he has brute, so you can give him the free longsword. So now it'll be a 10 for 5. You know, yeah.
For 30 points, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we got the Wrecking Crew next.
Thunderball, Masters of Evil. Asgardian, Masters of Evil. Thunderbolts, Wrecking Crew, Brute, Scientist. Dr. Elliot Franklin. I have a PhD, sir. That's his damage power. Outwit, Perplex, friendly characters with the Wrecking Crew keyword can use stealth. He moves through blocking. He's 2 range, single target. He's charge, super strength, invulnerability, and that special damage power. He's 6 clicks for 60 points. And there will be a night when I play the Wrecking Crew and regret my decisions partway through the day, but it will happen.
Let me know when that is, because I'm going to play him a different week.
Just saying, like, Wrecking Crew is not bad. Like, I played the Legacy ones, and I did beat Legacy Thanos pre-errata. So
I never picked up a Legacy pile driver, and that really made me mad.
Yeah, that card is so freaking hard to find.
Yeah. I got to play Thunderball in Sealed Door pre-release, and what hurt him was that 17 defense. He does go down kind of easy, but before he goes down, that charge that goes through blocking, and then Perplex and Outwit, really good. 60 points is a little bit much, especially for how easy he goes down, but it did make him pretty fun, all the stuff he does. Super Strength, that was bashing people with stuff.
Next is Pile Driver. Masters of Evil, Asgardian, Lethal Legion, Thunderbolts, Wrecking Crew, Brute. Names Brian Kaluski. He's got a special attack power in the first part of his dial, Oversized Fists. Super Strength, Pile Driver may be given close and range terrain actions as free. Moves through blocking. He's 0 range, single target. He's Sidestep, 10 attack, 17 invuln, and he's got Empower. He is 50 points. You get 6 clicks, and late he does get Flurry, but only a 9 attack.
So I'm trying to figure out Excavator is 30 and he's 50.
Because he can make close and range terrain actions as free.
But he has a 0 range. I mean, well, the terrain actions give you minimum 4, right?
Yeah, but close. So all you gotta do is so you're gonna go ahead and just move him, then sidestep, and then just give him a close for free. So he pretty much has a 10 movement charge that destroys blocking.
And they're all pretty much close. And then you add the Masters of Evil and the Empower. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true. I was trying to just figure that out because I felt like him and Excavator are relatively similar. And I was like, how is he 20 more points?
All right. Wrecker.
Get wrecked, birds.
He is Masters of Evil, also team ability. Asgardian, Masters of Evil, Thunderbolts, Wrecking Crew, and Brute. He's Dirk Garthwaite, one of the most underrated names in comics. He's got a trait, time to get wrecked. Unique modifier at the beginning of your turn. You may modify a Wrecker's combat values -1 until your next turn. If you do, other friendly characters with the Wrecking Crew modify their combat values +1 to your next turn. Then he's got a special attack bar his whole dial. I've got your mystically powered Asgardian crowbar right here. Quake super strength. He moves through blocking. He's 0 range, single target. He's 85 points. He's only 6 clicks. But he's a 10 charge, that special attack power, impervious, and leadership with 4 damage.
Giving the +1 to all Wrecking Crew's combat values is huge.
That is really big.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's just a free thing that happens, so it's not... I mean, you have to choose at the beginning of the turn, but, like, you don't take an action for it. You're just like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, so you just send the rest out and just leave Wrecker in the back. 85 points is a little steep, but...
Yeah,
I mean, the nice thing is if you're playing Thunderball, everybody has stealth. So at least it is much harder for them to get shot at, which is nice.
Yeah.
Did Grebin, you pulled Thunderball? Did this come in a pack with the rest of them?
No, I had to make a pretty random team. I wish it did. That'd be awesome if we get theme packs with the wreckers. That would be cool.
That would be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
But yeah, it'll be a fun team. 85 points, like Miles said, is a little bit much, but you probably don't mind leaving him in the back a little bit more with the stealth and the 4 leadership, just buffing your the rest of your wrecking crew.
I mean, that makes Power Driver like way better because he's now a 4 damage with the object and just 11 attack for free after moving now 11 squares. That's a lot better than I thought it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome.
Yeah, he's going to
synergy.
be now an 11 for 5.
Yeah, at least.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what about next, Miles here, Hawkeye?
Yeah, so next we have 011 Hawkeye.
Just can't seem to miss.
It's Avengers Shield marksman martial artist, and he has Avengers TA. His name is Clint Barton, one of the just most overrated names compared to Dirk Garthwaite. His trait, Eyes of the Hawk. When Hawkeye attacks, characters on a lower elevation than him modify their defense -1. 75 points with improved targeting, elevated and hindering. He has 6 range, 1 bolt, running shot through his entire dial, 2 clicks of precision strike followed by 2 of psychic blast, and ending with 3 energy shield or energy explosion. 3 clicks of ESD, but on his last 3 only, and then the first 4 clicks of range combat expert starts with 8, 12, 18, 3. Not bad. I mean, we've seen better Hawkeyes, but in sealed, that's really good. I mean, 13 for 4 with the improved targeting. Great.
Yeah, I got to play this guy in sealed also, and exactly, he's 13 for 4 from range. The 6 range is nice, and then he's got the improved targeting, elevated, and hindering. So if I could pick map, I did, and I obviously took a elevated map, and then you're also lowering defense on people he hits. So it was very easy to go, 13 out of 17 many times. And in that 6 range, it was good. And you can easily block the line of fire with the elevation too. So I liked him. 75 points is a little bit much, but sealed for sure. What do you think about pulp on this guy though? 75 points is a lot, but building into everything he does.
I mean,
Yeah, but then you look at like 75 points, like what 75 points can get you in pulp, and like that's where it's tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you could do it like especially on Tangle map, but like right now it's between him and Absorbing Man for 75 points for me in pulp.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's fine. He's just not really exciting, but 6 range is a lot now.
Yeah, that's
And with Avengers
point.
TA. Yeah, he's probably honestly a 14 for that alpha. So,
Right.
So 012 Thori. So he is 50 or 30 points. He has got the Avengers and Masters of Evil team abilities. He's Asgardian, Avengers, Demon Legion, Masters of Evil, Animal, Monster. He's got a trait and a special speed power. So his trait is, Will you be my master? At the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character to be Thori's master. Willpower, but only if Thori's master is on the map. And then his speed power, which he gets on clicks 1, 3, and 4, is Charge Flurry. When Thori attacks a character Thori's master hit this turn, modify attack +1. So for 50, you get the speed power plus 11 blades, 18 invuln, and 3 damage in power. And for 30 points, you get the speed power, a 10 attack, energy explosion, 17 toughness, and 3 damage exploit. And he is also tiny.
30 points all the time?
I like 30 points. I like the exploit, unless I'm like building into the empower. But yeah, because he's most of the time an 11 from Avengers. So
I don't know if the Empower is worth the extra 20 points.
no, I was just thinking if you're really
I think him at 30 is really good.
Yeah, no, he's great. I played him in sealed. He was amazing. Charge Flurry, he killed.
Who was his master?
I had Chase Magneto, so it was like Mags have a dog.
Now, I will say that I did hear Dan whispering under his breath, Thori, I am your master.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, so 30 points, it's a charge flurry piece with exploit that's already awesome, and then you just have the option to just energy explode someone or a group of people.
I mean,
That's awesome.
He's still a demonic dog at the end of the day. So it is 4 range. I forgot to mention that. So pretty good for energy explosion.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Pete, are you Thori's master?
I think he's great. I don't understand why he couldn't just have that special charge flurry for the first floor clicks. I don't understand the decision making there, but he's super fun.
Yeah, especially for the
They didn't want to
20
be
extra
65
points. What was that, Miles?
Yeah, 30, he's going to get played.
I said they didn't want to make him an extra. They didn't want to make him 65 points full by giving him another click of that.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna see a bunch of my teams. So
All right, next we have 013 Lenny Ballinger. He has
this is the leader of the yard guards.
It's the leader of the yard guards.
Yeah.
Got damage control and shield keywords. He's got a special trait, which is damage control. We're getting overtime for this. Friendly characters may activate damage control traits as free instead of power. And then free once per game, generate a fluffy bystander. And then the special damage power is crew foreman, which is empower and leadership. He's 30 points, 4 clicks, always has sidestep, starts with a 10, always has toughness, and then just the first 3 clicks with that empower leadership special damage power. The Fluffy Dog Bystander has shield TA also. 5 sidestep, 9 precision strike, 17 combat reflexes, and a 1 damage. Do you guys, anyone remember the 80s cartoon, The Fluffy Dogs?
Fluffy dogs. I thought you were going to talk about the pound puppies.
No.
Pound fluppies? I don't remember it.
Do I actually?
Yes, okay. Once I saw a picture, yes. Absolutely. Yes.
this was before me, so yeah. No.
There's a lot of things that were before you. This one was an amazing cartoon that we had a VHS tape that we actually recorded off the TV, and it was them trying to get their back home with these like crystals and go through the portal, right?
Yeah. So this I was reading the plot, and it says it's the basic premise for the series is akin to the much later live-action sci-fi series Sliders. So the fact that Sliders ripped off Fluffy Dogs is a win in my book.
Yeah, this was a favorite when I was growing up. It was just this VHS tape that we had recorded straight from TV.
Yep.
You know who'd be proud of you right now?
Miles.
Redmond.
Peter Marshfield.
Peter Marshfield. Oh, yeah, 100%. Peter's really happy about
doesn't
this.
even know about Fluffy Dogs. It's not an anime.
Yeah, Fluffy Dogs might be too mainstream for Peter.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear Peter's review of watching all of the Fluffy Dogs.
He's probably going to be disappointed because he wanted Fluffy Dogs to be a cooking show.
Oh, see, I looked him up there. I like it. That's interesting.
They were cool. I watched it a lot. Is there a date? Do you guys have a date on that?
In 1986.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 87.
How do I not
It aired. It's only a 1-hour television special that was Thanksgiving for 1986.
Yeah, we had a lot of recorded movies like that. We had the Brave Little Toaster too.
That I remember.
We had like a whole
Yeah.
cabinet of VHS recorded movies and shows. All right, back to
I
Lenny
still watch Brave
Ballinger,
Little Toaster.
Yard Guard. What is that?
I still watch Brave Little Toaster a few times a year. Love that.
I need to give that a
The
try with
leader
the
of-
kids.
The leader
It's
of
good.
the Yard Guards.
Leader of the Yard Guards, Lenny Ballinger. What is your guys' take on this guy?
For 30 points, he's great. The only thing that sucks is that it's shield and damage control, so you can't really play him unless you want to play a damage control team, and I just don't. Damage control is just not there. But I guess if you're going to go non-theme, getting a lot of those damage control traits is free is great.
I was gonna say yeah, because Shield you can sneak him into Wakanda, but
Yeah.
Why are we doing that though?
No, I was just
Yeah,
gonna
a lot of those. So there's a few figures coming up too that have these damage control traits that just become insane if they're free.
Yeah, because like Speedball is nutty with if you get it for free.
He's slightly better.
Wait, you're telling me to be able to move 4 and then invincible or knock back an adjacent opposing character for free is not good?
For 50 points, no. But if he has maybe a hell cycle,
Dude, I just found a great article.
Is it on Fluffy
I
Dogs?
just put it in the chat. It's 80s animated movies that raised a generation. That's a whole segment. There's like 15 of them. I want you guys to read that. We'll talk about it some other time.
Yeah, yeah. That'll be on our Patreon.
Oh, I loved a bunch of these movies. These are great.
This is like the classic.
Patreon,
Like,
Dan.
they made an animated thing to sell toys. I love it.
Oh, that's all the 80s was.
Yeah. Early 90s.
Brave Star, baby.
Pete, do I go into Captain America?
Oh man, do I? 014 Captain America. We haven't had him recently, so it's good to see him back. Captain America Avengers TA. Avengers Past Soldier. His real name's Steve Rogers. You guys all knew that. He's got a trait, shield bounce. Once per turn, when Captain America hits after resolutions, he may make an attack as if he occupied the square of a hit target. He's got improved targeting elevated, and he can shoot out of adjacency. Or as people have said, see in the dark. He's 75 points.
Wait.
He's 4 range single target. He's 7 clicks. He's running shot, nothing, 19 defend, and empower. And then late dial, he's flurry, close combat expert, and combat reflexes.
Get him, Dan.
He's not even my 7th favorite Captain America that's out in modern right now. But whatever, he's fine.
Did you say that he sees in the dark?
No, he shoots from the hip, as I'm assuming. What
Oh,
people do.
damn it. I got the whole stick wrong. Sorry, Dan. Shoots from the hip. I knew it was something you said.
No, Seeds in the Dark, the new one. I like it.
Did you say that because it
That's
just looks
what
like
Dan
glasses?
says for stealth.
Because it looks like glasses?
Yeah, I don't know.
Night vision goggles?
I was trying to get a Danism here, and I completely screwed the pooch on that one.
I didn't even know we had Danisms. What the heck?
How do we not have Danisms? Oh, I might have guessed incorrectly. Shoots from the hip, sees in the dark. Come on, help me out here, guys. We got Danisms.
Nope.
You,
I'm going
you,
best
well, you
friends.
like the Rainbow in the Dark.
to call Excavator
Yeah.
over, and he can help bury you.
Yeah.
Yes.
When he hits shape change for the 75th consecutive time and tells you you're best friends still. Yeah.
What was the thing with him, where if he does that, that special power?
They wanted to make a close attack, but they wanted to attack the guy in the square, and you can't.
Yes. Okay.
So
He does get Mjolnir.
yes,
So
but I still don't know if that's worth him being 75 points.
Yeah, no reducer,
75.
only a 19. 75, no leadership. A little bit rough.
That was also shocking, but I don't know where this cap is pulled from.
When this is right before he became the captain, when the U.S. gave up on him.
So why is he
Wow.
not just called America?
Because this is like in between issues, so I don't really know what Mark Grunwald was doing.
Oh, see, this would have been cool to just get him as the captain then, because they
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
made him since what was that? CAV, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna be fielding this one much.
No.
At least he had leadership. You would think about maybe sealed. This is maybe pulp. I guess I don't
It's
even
really
know.
weird. Captain America should have ESD and leadership always traded.
And some reducer if he's got the shield.
I mean, even that, just say impervious. It's a vibranium shield.
Yeah.
Well, you could do the old vibranium like microwave trait where it was like impervious, but only from range attacks. Even
Yeah.
That'd be good. Even
he's
though
just
he's
holding it up too high. That's all. The shield's held up too high. Somebody's just shooting right around it. Poor shield placement.
so next we have a O15A. This is the Desir. They are 30 points. They are Asgardian and monster mystical warrior. They have a trait. Soon we will be sated. When an opposing character is KO'd, Desir and adjacent friendly characters modify their attack +1 this turn. They have improved movement characters. They are a boot. They have 3 range with 1 bolt, and they start hypersonic blades, senses, and empower. And then they have 3 clicks of sidestep, steel energy, super senses, and close combat expert. So these guys are the dead Valkyries that were under Boar. So that's who if anyone was curious, that's who these guys are.
I was curious. I noticed they were dead. I think
I'm gonna hate this piece.
you are gonna why are you gonna hate this
Oh
piece?
yeah, I'm seeing is like 3 of these things on one of your builds.
30 points is awesome.
They're amazing. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be on like so many teams.
This is what Valkyrie needs to just generate. We need someone to generate these bad boys, girls.
I don't. Yeah, nobody generates them. I don't think. Unfortunately.
No, that's
Yeah.
a missed opportunity.
I
Like
know.
these
That's what
have been expendable goons.
Ooh, yeah.
And
Well, I don't know. That
Asgardian-
would be, but on their
Yeah.
lower clicks, I don't know.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, 30 and what?
Spawning in 8 hypersonic 11 blades. It ignores
Well, no,
characters
yeah,
is
you
a
would
little
just-
much with mystics.
Yeah, with
But
yeah,
no, then you give them a 15 would be 3-4. It's just like the goblin.
yeah. There you go.
The goblin guys there are 30 and 15.
Okay, yeah.
So to follow that up, we have O15B. This is Brune. So this is the head Valkyrie. So she's Asgardian monster mystical ruler warrior. She has the Mystics team ability as well. She has a trait and a special damage power. She is 50 points. Her trait is call our name and we come for you. When an opposing character within 6 squares is given a free action, after resolutions you may place Brune or a friendly character named Desir adjacent to that character. Oh man, just go. I'm just gonna plop my Desir right in front
Really
of you.
big missed opportunity. It should have been say our name and we appear.
Don't
Let's not
do
do
it.
that. Okay. Yes.
I believe in Brune.
She has improved movement characters as well. She's also a boot. Her damage power is first cursed, so it's leadership, and Brune and friendly characters named Desir increase their single d6 rolls by +1.
Yeah, like you needed help with increasing your d6 rolls, of course.
I'd like to retract my earlier statement. I'm going to hate this piece more.
I love this. This
At least
is great.
she's unique.
Yeah, she's cool though. So for 50 points, you get 2 clicks of stealth, blades, senses, and that damage power, and then the last 3 are flurry, steel energy, either senses or regen, and then exploit or the damage power. So she's great. I'm gonna need one of this and a bunch of Desir.
I have a question.
Great.
Does she need a bike?
Yes.
It wouldn't hurt.
50 points is so hard for a piece with stealth. No range, nothing.
I'd give her the Hell Cycle, Hypersonic. Yeah, I'd be
Anything.
all over that.
What about
Actually, no, Hell Cycle for sure. Hell Cycle for sure, because then she's getting that improved movement, so she can not have to worry about breaking away.
Hey, what about a butterfly swap?
I don't hate that either.
Why?
So when an opposing character within 6 squares is given a free action, you can just tie them up. It's like they're gonna do a free before they can attack.
Hey, you drop a butterfly on them and then boom.
She just breaks away anyway, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got characters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like the
Yeah,
Hell
but you're just
Cycle.
gonna be placed, you're gonna be able to stop their stuff. Yeah, you'll be able to stop them if they do a free before they do their charge or whatever.
What?
And so that's free. So like there's gonna be that's gonna be including like charge, flurry, and all that stuff or whatever. After resolutions, you then can just place her there.
Oh, yeah. What does Hell Cycle give on the hypersonic click? Okay.
ESD.
I guess that's not the best for stealth, but still. That's
We'll
where
have
I like
combat
her.
reflexes and the free move motorcycle.
Maybe. I like her, I think, with the Hell Cycle, just for the hypersonic.
Same.
Well, that EST's not bad, because if you hypersonic up attack and walk away, then if somebody's going to try to shoot you, then you're like, all right, man, here's a 20.
Yeah, if you can't get
Good luck.
back to stealth.
Right.
And then she's got a 50-50 senses on top of that.
So in Dan's case, 79, 21. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'd way rather play 65 points
Oh.
for that.
Wait, it went down from 82 to 79? Dang, I've lost points.
This next one, luckily they worded it correctly. But this is Steve Rogers, Avengers and Shield TA with Avengers, Shield, and Soldier keywords. The real name, actually, it was supposed to be Caldernets. This is supposed to be Caldernets dressed up as Steve Rogers, but they didn't want to use his name for that. But he has a trait, which is Captain America's Hotline. Once per turn for all characters with this trait, when a standard friendly character is KO'd after resolutions, you may replace Steve Rogers with a character named Captain America of 60 points or less on its last non-KO click. Then roll a d6 and heal that Captain America equal to half the result. 25 points, has 4 clicks, sidestep, combat reflexes, and for his entire dial, 4 clicks. 2 clicks of Perplex, 2 clicks of Close Combat Expert. Luckily, they said when a standard friendly character is KO'd, it'd be nice if they use that wording more often so that you can't take advantage of this to just kill like a butterfly swarm or something.
Yeah.
Miles, is there a washing machine fighting ring going on at your house right now?
Or I thought it was a sewing machine, honestly.
No,
Miles was just fixing
it was
the
my
suit.
fan.
I thought he had the sewing machine out too.
No, yeah, I'm high. I'm high off these drugs with no teeth. Just doing a podcast and sewing.
Miles, that's not
Washing
even the
machines
strangest
fight each
sentence
other.
Yeah.
It's not even the strangest sentence you uttered this week.
No, yeah.
So this guy's bringing out Peg Cap, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
All right, this is the guy that we were talking about earlier that brings out soldiers. Miles, you want to go over him too?
Yeah. So this is the same sculpt, which I know people complain about, but actually, this set is fine because, yeah, it's especially with the characters they've been doing the swaps with.
Mm-hmm.
This is General Ross with Shield TA.
I order you to stop!
Hulkbuster's Politician and Soldier. No shield. Sucked. Real name is Thaddeus E. Ross. Trait Leadership. You have your orders. When General Ross uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, he may generate a non-prime, non-unique character with the soldier keyword of 25 points or less on their starting click. These generated characters come from outside the game. He's 40 points, 4 range, 1 target. 710, 17, 2 with 4 clicks of sidestep, 4 clicks of TK, 2 mastermind, 2 toughness, and then he alternates between enhancement and empower.
I really like him.
Welcome to the monthly,
Yeah.
General Ross.
Yeah.
Welcome to the monthly.
I was gonna say
But you're gonna make it to where you can only generate 1, right?
Yeah, that's how everybody works. But it's still
Even though
TK leadership,
technically
and
different
you
characters?
always get one.
No, but even though technically it's different characters, so like you couldn't just keep generating.
So the rule is each character can generate a max of 1 on the board, no matter what.
Yep. Yeah. So he could do it again, but the thing he generated first would have to die.
Yeah.
Even in Pulp, like I like this in Pulp because it's like, you know what? We're gonna I have a sideline slot, so let's put the non-soldier Moon Knight on my sideline just for shits and giggles. Rolls leadership, generates that the soldier Moon Knight.
Well, they're from
They don't
outside
have
the
to
game.
be sideline, right? They're
Yeah,
from
they're-
outside the game.
They have to be from outside the game, not on your sideline.
No, I'm saying for you to swap. So like you have Mr. Knight on your sideline, and then you can generate the 25-point Moon Knight and swap him in to Mr. Knight with him.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I like that. That's cool. It's a good way to use those guys there because they're not unfortunately very great. But
It's like, I want to play these guys. Mr. Knight's fun, but I don't want him to break my theme because I'm doing a soldier, and I'm not going to play that Moon Knight because I can get him with General Ross. So,
Yeah, this dude's getting played a bunch next month.
Yeah.
Be 5 General Rosses.
That's good. That's good. I'm gonna need to watch that. That's gonna be awesome.
All right, Pete. Black Ant.
Black Ant. He's a team player.
Oh, he's not unique. Okay, so that means that he can generate Deathlock.
What's that?
He can.
General Ross can generate Deathlock because he's not unique or prime.
But he has to be 25 points or less.
Yeah, he's got a 25-point click.
Oh, he does? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant General Ross is not unique, and that was the deal.
No, I'm saying General Ross can generate Deathlock.
I thought you were trying to play 2 General Rosses for a second, but no, that's good. Deathlock is one of the top picks too.
Oh, sorry, Dan, you got rid of Deathlock? Nope. Here he is again.
017. Black Ant. He's a team player. He's Avengers, Hydra, Lethal Legion, Shield, Assassin, Robot. He is Eric O'Grady as the life model decoy. He's programmed for treachery, mastermind, and stealth. When 1 or more adjacent friendly characters take damage from an opposing effect, after resolutions, you may heal Black Ant 1 click. He is tiny, and it says, "Hey ya!" Empower. Free until your next turn. Black Ant has regular damage symbol and can use Close Combat Expert. He's 50 points. He's 4 range, single target. Charge, 10 attack. Combat reflexes, and that special damage power. I think he's pretty fun. I don't know if he'll get a bunch of play, but he's definitely fun.
Can you
so we
read?
get to sing.
Can you read that damage power again, real quick? What's it called?
Hey ya! I kind of want to sing the Outcast
I
song.
was gonna say, we get to sing
Hey.
Outcast out too. Let's go.
Hey,
It's too
the
bad.
only thing I'm really disappointed in that we really don't have a true Eric O'Grady Ant-Man sculpt from when he was the irredeemable Ant-Man, and that's just irredeemable.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Didn't we get that one
also-
in?
I'm also surprised we didn't actually get a.
No.
What's it called? Or who's I'm sorry. Who's the first Ant-Man?
Anti.
Him?
I deserve that. No, because
Literally Hank Pym.
yes, sorry, Hank Pym. Yeah, sorry. Because a lot of these characters, I feel like, are coming from like they're pulled from stories that are like the more or like original comics, right? So that's why I was surprised that we didn't actually get a Hank Pym Ant-Man.
No, it's like Scarlet Spider Ant-Man is what Eric O'Grady's original costume is, and we need that.
That actually looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
All right, going to 018 Toad.
Okay, trust me, our chances of winning are much higher if I'm not involved.
This is one that I was surprised was in this set. He has the Brotherhood TA, Brotherhood of Mutants, Exiles, Brute keywords. The trait is Terrible Toad King, Leap Climb, free, place Toad in a square of different elevation within 4 squares in line of fire, so pretty much the wall crawler trait. And then he's got another trait, which is Persistent Pest, Plasticity. Once per turn, when an adjacent opposing character moves or is placed, after resolutions, you may place Toad adjacent to that character. So he's only 45 points for 6 clicks. Pretty mean tie-up piece. He has he starts on an 8 charge, 11 poison, 18 combat reflexes, and 2 empower. And then he ends with the charge again, 10 poison, 18 willpower, and 2 close combat expert, and then a bunch of sidestep in between. But I honestly think this is going to be a really fun one to play, just kind of bopping around there.
I like him with the longsword.
Oh, yeah, he's also brute, so he's top.
Yeah,
he's
just a fun 45-point piece, so now he's going to be at 12 for 3 with blades. Yeah.
Yeah, once you put that longsword on him, you're not ignoring him at all.
No.
What was the last Toad that we got was was it
Is that
Animated?
XP?
I think it was X-Men Animated.
Yeah, because after that we had the Fire Belly, which was the Toad
Pyro.
Pyro Fusion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was really happy to see this guy, so he's definitely going to be another piece that I'm going to be putting on teams soon.
Yeah, that's a great version of Toad. It's a cool piece.
Toad's a very underrated character. We still need the Ray Park sculpt from the first X-Men movie.
So he could be good in pulp. I feel like that's an annoyance. So
But modern with the free longsword, like that's just makes him. They can't ignore him, and he's just because he has that leap climb with the free place, and so now he's an 8 square reach by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use the one shot with him because he has leap climb.
The leap climb one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was surprised to see as many Brotherhood pieces as we did. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Zero.
There's better X-Men pieces in here than what was that? Deadpool Weapon X. Brotherhood. Yeah.
Zero 019 Scarlet Witch for the 55th time in Modern.
Oh, before you
she's
go on to it, I just realized Toad is 018, and that's also the number of Simon Garth. So
The number lives on.
Yes, it
yeah.
does.
So Toad's now the GOAT.
Can I go on?
Yes. Yeah, I just tried to.
Okay. 019 Scarlet Witch.
You know it wasn't my choice to be here. We do what is asked of us.
She's got the Brotherhood TA. She's got Mystical. She's Brotherhood of Mutants Mystical. Real name's Wanda Maximoff. She's got a trait, turn the odds in Magneto's favor. Friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Brotherhood team ability critically hit on attack rolls of 10 to 12. She's 4 range, single target, flies. She's 60 points, sidestep. Pensai, Barrier, and Prob, and then late dial, no move and attack. She does gain 18 support, which doesn't do much, but she has Prob the whole dial, so I don't know. I mean, the new 25.1 from Cap's Kooky Quartet is obviously the best one in Modern, but I don't have a lot else to say about this one.
I pulled her in Sealed. I think if you pull Mags, you get at least one other Brotherhood, and she was who I got. So, I mean, she was good, but she's not very. I don't like the Prob is good, but the Barrier doesn't really matter in this Sealed format because basically everybody destroys it. So,
yeah, the Prob is nice. 60 is probably a little bit expensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least she's 6 clicks, so I always feel like 10 points a click is a really good amount, but
yeah, like you said, that Kooky Quartet's it's better. The same with this next one, which is Quicksilver.
Oh, I get it. You're supposed to stop me. Go ahead, try. Next time, try a little harder.
He's also 60 points. Brotherhood TA, Brotherhood of Mutants, and Speedster keywords. Pietro Maximoff, Arrogant to a Fault, unique modifier, because you're going to play more than one of them at 60. Other friendly characters are Jason, have Brotherhood modify attack +1. Yeah, this is. We don't need this to be a unique modifier. No one's playing 2 Quicksilvers for that. And if they did, whatever. 0 range, double target, 6 clicks, 9, 11, 18, 3 with hypersonic throughout the entire dial, no attack power, 3 clicks of willpower, followed by 3 clicks of super senses, which those were flipped. And then he has 3 damage, except for his last click, which is 2, and he starts with shape change for 3, and then 3 for prob. If those senses clicks were flipped, the 1, 2, and 3, and willpower at the end, I think there would be a case for him to be played pretty heavily in pulp.
I wish this guy was
because he would be an
different.
amazing harasser. Yeah. Quicksilver is not Flash, and all they give him is similar dials to Flash, and it's just.
He's definitely his own thing, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's just all it is. A poor man Flash is what the dials have always been.
Well, I enjoy the CUR reviews because I'm looking at my teams for sealed events. And I'm not terribly upset with a hypersonic piece to be stuck with.
No, it's just I'm ready for a change for Quicksilver to be even the Kooky Quartet. I think could have been better. I want something that gives you a Quicksilver feel, not a Flash feel.
Yeah, we don't get him enough to get versions that are kind of mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
We have 021 Zax. He's Brute Monster. He's got 1 trait, which is Grounded by Water. It's poison, and then the drawback is at the end of your turn, if Zax occupies water terrain, deal him 1 unavoidable damage. He either is 100 points or 60. He's a 5 range, 2 bolts, flight. He starts with a 8 phasing, 12 pulse wave, 19 impervious, 4 perplex. He's a giant. And then at 60 points, he starts on click 5 with a 7 phasing, 11 pulse wave, 18 impervious, and 4 damage. So this guy, I didn't have too many options in my sealed team, but I ended up playing this guy at full, and I was able to get a bunch of perplexes also. So I'd always start the round at a 22 defense, and he was actually pretty good and pretty worth it, which I don't think many times a piece like this is. But I think he has enough that that extra bolt, the 5 range instead of the 4 range, the giant size willpower, the potential to pulse wave. Perplex is nice, just to either bump him up a little bit or mess with the range. There was one time where I actually used, I think it was 2 perplexes on my team to decrease his pulse wave range, and I was able to pulse wave a whole team because everyone was around him and not my characters. So I actually liked him quite a bit at 100 points and sealed. Never constructed, or even pulp, but he was very fun in a sealed format.
Only gripe is that he's only been made the one other time from, I think it was Mutations and Monsters, and I wish he was a little bit better. That's all. But otherwise, I'm happy to see him back and made again. So
the trade is on point though.
No, yeah. I mean, it's very fitting. Don't get me wrong.
This is a classic Hulk villain. When like Hulk was always the bad guy, but he was actually fighting with other monsters that were worse.
Mm-hmm.
I'd always like these issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also thought this might be the version of Zax that was possessed by or got taken over by what's his name, General Ross, because for a little while General Ross was Zax. So
It feels like he's just missing a little bit more to be constructed because the sculpt is really cool and it was cool to see the character, but yeah, just a little shy.
I mean, even sidestep top dial for 5/6 would have been nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Every time where I had to choose the phase instead of attack, where if I just had that extra sidestep.
And just give him improved movement, ignore blocking. Like, there you go. You don't need to give him phasing. Just give him sidestep throughout his entire dial. And then improved movement, blocking.
Yeah.
I feel like for as much as it costs, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
that's what they did with the Martian Manhunter. They don't really give Martian Manhunter phasing anymore. Even
Oh,
the
yeah.
CURs. It's always improved movement, characters, and
Blocking.
yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool for him, improving my character's blocking and just sidestep. Yeah.
All right, who we got next?
Next is Quicksand. So she's very
Really
similar
fan.
to Zax in design. She's 100 or 60. She's also a giant. She's got Thunderbolts, Brute, and Monster. She's got a trait and a special defense power. So her trait is Unstoppable, Quick, and Flurry. Other friendly characters with the Brute keyword can use ESD. I'm a little surprised she couldn't give it to herself. I didn't really feel like that was super busted, but. And then her defense power, which is on her last click, is Stop, Toughness. Regeneration is free, but only if Quicksand occupies a square with a debris marker. So for 100 points, she's like Sidestep, Poison, Invincible, Shape Change. She got Shape Change her whole dial except for the last click. And then for 60, you start with Plasticity, Quake, Impervious, and then Shape Change. And she alternates between like Plasticity or Sidestep, and then Quake or Poison, and then she goes from Invincible to Impervious to Toughness. So, I mean, and her sculpt is awesome.
Yeah, it's an awesome.
There's something there. Yeah, giving Brutes ESD, that's, yeah.
I really like
Be
her,
very
honestly, like especially with we'll get into it later, but one of the one shots for these guys that don't have moving
Yeah.
attack is awesome.
Yeah, usually brutes. Their weakness is more range attack, so giving them that ESD is pretty huge. You think 60 points if you make a brute team is worth it?
Yeah, I do.
I've already somebody was already talking to me about it with the trio. They're like, "Do you think Brute could do it?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but it's worth a look."
Jeremy had a pretty sick team that he ended up winning with. It was Quicksand, Zax, Rhino, and D-Cell and Constrictor. And I'm pretty sure they were all brutes, except were they all brutes? I think they were all
Constrictor,
brutes.
No, Zax. Oh, no, yeah, he is.
No,
Right
Zax
now.
is, yeah. I think Constrictor, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
I think she's cool. I wish she just had sidestep on click 4.
Yeah.
The start
Yeah,
load
that's fair.
dial with sidestep would have been better, but
I
I don't think that makes her busted.
Yeah, I love that she has traded Flurry. It's just like always.
Yeah,
probably always
giving
getting-
yourself ESD should have been fine. I don't know why they, yeah.
Yeah, that was my thought because she's made of sand, right? So
Yeah.
she should be hard to shoot at.
She made a Quicksand.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Better her than him.
023 Primus, Hydra, Brute, Robot Scientist. Real name is actually Les Claypool, but we'll call it Primus. He has a trait, Unstoppable Primus. Shape change. When it's not your turn, opposing characters can't be placed or generated within 4 squares of a friendly character with the Brute keyword. He's 100 or 60. At 100, well, the whole dial, you're getting 4 range 2 targets. He starts with Charge, Precision Strike, Impervious, and Perplex. And then for 60 points, you get Sidestep, Precision Strike. She has his whole dial. Also Impervious and also Perplex. I think he's pretty cool.
So there's there is a figure that is kind of insane that this guy can stop as well. You think it's worth building with him to stop Spot?
Potentially if he takes off, because there's a decent amount of keywords that he has. I guess Brute and Scientist now.
Well, Brute.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But also about Primus, like, what's everyone's favorite Primus song? My name is Mud. It's gotta be mine.
I do not have one.
John is a fisherman.
I was also gonna say I don't have one either, but
They did great for South Park with Gopher Boy. That was a great one.
What's your favorite Optimus Primus?
I'm not. I like Optimus Primal.
I do too.
Yeah, that's it. But no, I actually like him in Constructed in Modern. Because that scientist. But yeah, that being able to can't be placed like that. If Spot starts seeing an uptake in play, which I'm surprised he really hasn't yet, but we really haven't seen too many tournaments.
Not since Adepticon.
Sorry, you can't really do that now.
that's anything. I mean, that shuts down Diana. That shuts down a lot of things. So
yeah.
Are you putting 60 points though to potentially stop a brute, or potentially?
Oh, absolutely. I think that. Yeah, that's for 60 points. He's got a really deep dial. And it's not him; it's just other brutes. And brutes becoming one of those keywords that figures have that you don't think do. But absolutely, I think he's great for 60.
So he's stopping.
He stops the wall card.
Yeah. Okay.
TK.
Is there a ton of generation that would happen within 4 right now?
Well, no. There potentially could be, but even if you put him on another team, you just say whatever. We're just gonna go non-theme. You get someone with butterfly swap with brute keyword, and now those butterfly swarms have, so they can't even move. They can't even TK within 4 of them.
Oh, that I like.
So there's a lot to Primus, and yeah, I know it's 120 points, but still, it's that can completely shut down an entire team. They can't play. So now they're gonna have to waste actions to kill these 0-point butterfly swarms.
Oh,
just to be able to TK.
Messes with time breakers a ton too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there could be something there, and this set boosted brute a ton.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think there's something there with him.
There was already a decent amount of brutes getting made every set anyway.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like that was an important keyword, even though people are getting it though. This set finally feels like it's becoming its own thing.
Yeah, it's cool because now we have brute, and this set also solidifies as guardian. It'd be so much higher than Kryptonian that I don't even know if Kryptonian's ever going to be a playable keyword ever, because now brute's better.
Okay, we can't just merge Kryptonian too hard, otherwise Skynet will be pissed.
That's exactly why. The best Superman doesn't even have it. It's Red Sun Superman. It doesn't even have Kryptonian. But he has Politician. Top 32 at Worlds. Yeah.
You want to go to Hazmat?
Yep. We have Low 24A Hazmat, which has the Avengers, TA, Avengers, and Young Avengers. Real name is Jennifer Takeda. Immune to what I produce, poison, safeguard poison, and pulse wave. Irradiate is her attack power for her first 3 clicks out of 6. Power, generate a radiation smoke terrain marker within range and line of fire. This game, that marker has at the beginning of your turn, deal 1 penetrating damage to each character occupying or adjacent to this marker not named Hazmat. So it's a new fire smoke terrain, but it's a radiation, which is nice. Sidestep her entire dial. Her last 3 clicks have 2 clicks of Pulse Wave and 1 of Psychic Blast, because she has her first 3 are her attack power. 3 clicks of Toughness with 18 defense, and then 3 followed by 3 clicks of ESD at 17. No damage power except for her last click, which is Range Combat Expert with 3, so she'll be at 12 for 4 on her last click. I think she's fun. The Young Avengers, I think, gives something potentially with Silver, but yeah, she's not really doing much, because if she gave friendlies Safeguard Poison and Pulse Wave, I think there'd be something else there. But yeah, she's just fun for Young Avengers.
Yeah, fun, thematic, but a little overcosted.
Yeah.
I'll go to the next one.
Yep, and then we have the B side, which is the Evil Jennifer Takeda, which is Masters of Evil, TA, Avengers, Masters of Evil, and Spy, keywords. She has 2 traits. Her first trait is Hazard to those around me, which is Poison. Safeguard Poison. When Hazmat uses Poison, Characters she hit this turn are considered adjacent to her. And their second trait is you probably shouldn't have done that. ESD. When Hazmat is dealt damage from an opposing attack, after resolutions deal 1 penetrating damage to all adjacent opposing characters. And then so that stacks with hers so that characters she hit this turn are considered adjacent to her. So if she's hit a ton of people with her pulse wave, because she does sidestep, pulse wave, invincible, and close combat expert, she would then do 1 penetrating to all those characters when she's hit. 75 points. Her last 3 are sidestep, quake, invulnerability, and exploit. I think outside of a fun team, I like what she brings, but it's just not a cost-effective way for what she brings. I'm not sure it's worth it.
No, it's
for
a lot of situational, and you have to let your opponent has to just kind of let you set some of that stuff up. 75 points is just way too much.
Yeah, she could do it if she was like moved or placed. It'd be better. But
yeah, that would make it.
But she's still fun. I mean, it's cool to finally get Hazmat and CLIX. So, I know that she has some fans. I'm actually a fan of her too. So, she'll see play, with me and my kids.
Yeah, she's definitely fun.
Next, we have D-Cell. She is either 55 or 25. She has the X-Men and Brute keywords. So she's also part of the Unstoppables. So it's her unique modifier is when an opposing character makes a range attack, modify their attack -2 if they're targeting a friendly character with the Brute keyword. And then her special attack power, which is Deceleration Waves. In cap, when D-Cell attacks, hit characters have a maximum speed of 3 until your next turn, and you get that at both 55 and 25 points. She has 5 range, 2 bolts. Her first 3 clicks are Running Shot, that attack power, ESD, and Range Combat Expert, and then her last 4 are Sidestep, the attack power, or in cap, and then willpower or ESD and no damage power. I think for 25 points, that is definitely worth it. Like, that unique modifier is good, and the possible, just when she attacks, she doesn't have to in cap you, and now you have a maximum speed of 3.
So this is where it could be an argument where we had just like last set. I actually like her as a butterfly swap just because of that incapacitate power. I don't care if she's 25 points.
Yeah.
That will just completely nerf one of their attackers. Like, you look at the main attackers being used right now, like the Colossuses, which I guess you really can't because he has Battle Fury, but regards like a Juggernaut, stuff like that. Like, now they're 3. That's insane. A 3 speed.
Yeah, it's not a bad call, actually. I don't hate that.
No,
I think if you're building a Brute team, she's a reason why Brute could become a thing very soon.
I mean, 25 points for that is great, and the modifier.
Yeah.
So it's a board wide thing as long as you're attacking. So if you build Brute, you're just -2 attack on range. That's big.
And then you take I don't know if you're putting 85 points into this, but with Quicksand and D-Cell, they go up 2, and your friendly ones
attack.
go up 2, and your opponents go down 2 attack. It's 85 points, so I'm not sure what you're doing with the rest of your Brutes, but it's pretty good.
Not getting shot from range. That's what you're doing with the rest of them. So come fight me. Yeah. That's our last. That's just our last uncommon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. There's some good stuff in there. 026 is Arcade. He is team player, Masters of Evil, Assassin, Robot, real names unknown. Build a better murder world. At the beginning of the game, if you were the second player, generate a 006 Arcade on their starting click and up to 2 trap terrain markers. Any squares not within 3 squares of a starting area. And he's got a power for his whole dial. Hit the button, power action, choose one, generate a trap terrain marker in a square within range. Replace a friendly trap terrain marker within a range with another trap terrain marker from outside the game, or place a friendly trap terrain marker up to 4 squares from its current square. And he is 4 range, single target. He is boot. He's 50 points. He's got sidestep, 10 attack, mastermind, outwit. And then he's 6 clicks long. Late dial, he just has Force Blast. His attack value does get a little better. He's an 11. 16 super senses and exploit weakness. I think he's pretty fun because we haven't even gone into the trap terrain yet.
The trap terrain is really hard to pull.
Is it?
Yeah, I know. I at least opened a brick with none. So it's not not super common, but this does look like a really fun take on arcade.
Yeah, this is a piece I look at and I just think that you're going to end up playing it and it's just going to make me want to throw things.
There's a good chance.
No, he's neat. I don't. It's one of those where like I have to see it. It was. I feel like this piece is like the Joker when you play Joker. That's exactly what I imagine. Oh, I did like 6 damage to you from way over here, and I didn't even make like you could just. I made you hit yourself basically.
Well, they pair really well together too. There's some cool stuff there. All right, the next 3 are all Taskmaster. So the first one is O27A.
Never met a move I couldn't match. Yours, Spiders. That Kunlun kids.
He's got the team player team ability, Avengers, Hydra, Shield, Thunderbolts, Assassin, Martial Artist keywords. He has a trait, which is Nice Moves, Swordsman. It's a sideline active. Friendly characters with the Nice Moves trait that began the turn on the map have free. If an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire made a close attack since your last turn, replace this character with a O27A Taskmaster. Then you may heal that Taskmaster 1 click. And then he is 65 points and alternates on his 7 clicks between Charge and Flurry, Blades and Precision Strike, Combat Reflexes, and Super Senses. And then he always has a special damage power, which is the kick Iron Fist uses, knockback, close combat expert. If Taskmaster replaced a character this turn, he can use probability control until your next turn. So he has a 8 speed, 12 attack, 18 defense, and 3 damage on top. So he would be a 13 for 4 on that top dial. And then even just 1 damage isn't that bad because now he's a 13 for 4 Flurry Precision Strike. So I like these. They're not shifting focus, but these sideline active bring them in like Hulk or Absorbing Man. This is a cool piece to know when you bring in. Like let's say you're on click 3, knowing that you can bring them into that Flurry click and do some crazy damage. I like combos like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean they are basically somewhat shifting focus, right? They're just a little specific in how they do it.
Yeah, you have to think a little bit more, or it has to be by chance, or your opponent has to think how to not do it. Like positioning, you know what I mean? Like positioning the thing so they can't get it off.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. I'm anxious to see what the other 2 do, because I think you have to take this all as like basically one piece.
Oh, always.
But this is a good start. Yeah.
Well, here is the second one.
You can't beat me. I know all your moves.
So the B side is Nice Moves Hawkeye. It's sideline active. Friendly characters with the Nice Moves trait that began the turn on the map have free if an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire made a range attack since your last turn. Replace this character with O27B Taskmaster. Then you may heal that Taskmaster 1 click. He's also 65 points, obviously. He's going to alternate between Running Shot and Sidestep, Energy Explosion and Precision Strike, ESD and Super Senses, and then he always has a special damage power, which is that time Bullseye played 52 pickup, which is 3 bolts and improved targeting through characters. If Taskmaster replaced a character this turn, he has Safeguard opposing probability control into your next turn, and then he's got a 6 range, 1 bolts. So again, just a really neat way to play Taskmaster. It's just your range option.
I like it.
No, he's really interesting. Like we've had Taskmaster a couple different ways, whether he like is a pick a power to copy powers or this is cool.
As long as we never get a version like the Captain from Empire, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, then his C version.
And I know what you do. I have a photographic memory.
Is Nice Moves Captain America, sideline active. Friendly characters with a Nice Moves trait that began the turn on the map have free. If an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire was attacked this turn but didn't take damage, replace this character with O27C Taskmaster, then you may heal that Taskmaster 1 click. He also has a special defense power that Dodge Daredevil did, ESD and Super Senses. If Taskmaster replaced a character this turn, he has Safeguard Outwit until your next turn. So this one, also 65 points, 4 range, 1 bolt. He's going to alternate between an Stealth and Force Blast, in cap and precision strike, and then that special defense power. He has his whole dial, and then he has outwit and perplex that he is going to alternate on his damage powers. This one's, I don't know. This one's a little bit different, right? More situational.
Yeah, but like, so there's a neat thing you can do with the Taskmasters, right? So when you replace them, they have wild card. So like, say for instance, you start on the close attack one, right? So you go in, you hit with charge, and you had like he's got Avengers, right? So say he's on an Avengers team, he copies the Avengers team ability to hit. He's a 14 attack, make sure he hits, right? And then you're able to swap into the like defensive one we're talking about, the C. And say you also have a Spider-Man family on Avengers, right? And he can then take the same, like once you swap, he can take the free with wildcard to get Spidey family, and now he's a safeguard outwit 4 through 6 senses. That's a 19.
Yeah, I guess if you're taking the second action token, that's really when you're putting this one in.
Yeah.
So he has a place, and it'll be fun. Definitely putting them both on your sideline. If you're two of them on your sideline, if you're playing one on your main force. I just don't see this one hitting the board as much as the other two. But yeah, if you're taking that second action token, I could see that.
What I like about every one of these is that it makes your opponent think about what you're doing or what you could do, I guess. Yeah, I think that's just a really unique take on a character that's hard to reproduce in HeroClix. Because, I mean, honestly, in a fist fight, not many people are keeping up with Taskmaster. And then you get the range version, which was the B-side, and now this one, which is more defensive, but still pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah, it was a neat way to do him. So this was a perfect set with all the ABC sides to make him.
I'm right there with Pete. He is probably one of the most difficult figures to try and translate into CLIX. They finally did the Absorbing Man right. I think that they're towards the right area, I think, with Taskmaster, but yeah, I do like what he brings because it is unique and different. But yeah, for a comic accurate like Taskmaster of what he does, it's gonna be really hard to replicate that in CLIX form.
I mean, like a pick a power is always like an easy option, right? To give him to be like, hey, I can copy powers.
Yeah.
But this, yeah, no, I like what they did. I like what they did here.
We've gotten a decent amount over time, and they've made them relatively different. The one that I think about frequently though is I'm always excited when we get a Taskmaster, and that Empire one though, I just always go back to that one, and it hurts.
Yeah, Empire did. Yeah.
So this is a very nice, refreshing take on him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to bring us?
See, the one I think of is the one I think of is the ABPI or the CAV one. Those were good, but those are the two that I think of when I think of Taskmaster.
They were both really fun, and then the one from the chase from the Black Widow gravity feed, he was a lot of fun too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of really good ones.
So this next figure is a character that I have been a fan of since I was a kid. So I'm so glad to finally get like this sculpt in CLIX. And it's Giant Man 2.
Back in the day, I was Hank's partner on a project called Goliath.
Excuse me, you were my partner?
The only thing more tiring than going that big is putting up with Hank's bullshit.
Avengers, Champions, Defenders, and Scientist. Real name is Bill Foster. He has a trait, which is Pym Particle Formula. When Giant Man 2 uses willpower and succeeds, you may choose that he gains Colossal until your next turn, and you may place him adjacent to a friendly square character within 4 squares, so not even line of fire. And then it's reminder text, mainly probably because it's for pulp, that says giant size grants willpower on a 3-6. He has a special attack power that's his entire dial. Just get ready for the shortest comeback in history. Quake Super Strength. When Giant Man 2 uses Quake, if he is Colossal, he instead deals 3 damage. He has 2 point lines, 75 and 30. 75 point line has charge for 4 clicks, the special attack power, 11 attack. 2 clicks of invulnerability, followed by the rest of toughness. 3 clicks of outwit, 3 clicks of empower, and then the last 2 have combat close combat expert, and then 30 points. He starts on click 5, and his speed power is just plasticity for all 4. I know a lot of people, at least a few people, don't like his sculpt because they want to be holding a rock. I think that it's perfect that he can't. We've already seen some people like putting terrain on him for him to hold it. I like it because he can hold a motorcycle. You can swap to give him a motorbike just because at 30 points, he's insane. With that free place is huge because you don't need to be within line of fire. So
I thought he was just raising the roof.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that too if you want to raise the roof. But no, it's for him to hold a bike. Yeah, I really like this character. I like this figure. I think he's a great support piece for scientists if they empower, and then his ability to place 4, and then if he's colossal, then he'll be able to then attack from 3 away with an 11 attack is just great. And then during the Marvel 2-in-1 Things series, there was a long-running arc called the Pegasus Project, and that's when Bill Foster changed his name to Giant Man 2. And yeah, it's a great costume.
This is a great version of a very underrated character that had many important moments throughout comics. So I'm very excited to see this one and play this one.
Was this was Lawrence Fishburne's character, right? In Ant-Man and Wasp?
Yeah. Yes, this is Lawrence Fishburne.
All right, and then who is Goliath?
And then next we have Goliath with no team ability, but he has damage control, Revengers, and Scientist. This is Tom Foster, which is interesting. So I guess this isn't Bill Foster. I'm not familiar with him. Must be his son, I'm guessing. Because he died during Civil War. So he has 2 traits: damage control, holding up the walls. There you go. He's raising the roof. Power, remove all debris markers from all unoccupied squares within 3 squares, then generate a blocking terrain marker into each square that had a debris marker removed and has no other markers. And then he has use small fries are annoying. Defend. Goliath and adjacent friendly characters modify their defense +1 when attacked by characters with tiny or standard size. 50 points, 5 clicks, 2 clicks of charge, sidestep, flurry, and then 2 super strength, quake, pulse wave, 2 invincible, 4 toughness, 2 empower, 2 exploit, 2 close combat expert. And he's giant size.
I think it's a fair 50 points for a fun game and a close combat expert team.
Yeah, the trait is what is a little contentious because of the rule of occupancy and just being able to just go ahead and destroy walls with someone that has improved movement. And then you're like, guess what? We're going to go ahead and turn those walls into 3 blocking terrain instead of 1. But yeah, it's going to be really weird, the rulings for this, because it doesn't follow the rule of occupancy or anything.
Do you think that's something that's probably just an errata, right, to fix that?
Yeah,
so the wording
it's going to have to be an errata, yeah. And I don't like the fact of it trying to encourage, especially with figures like Spot, of just being able to make tons of blocking. Now, I know some people go, he's 50 points, it's not worth it. But if you have someone with improved movement, destroy blocking, that's 1 action. And then it's just within 3 squares. So if you're in an indoor map, now when 2 actions, you could make potentially 12 squares of barrier or blocking.
He does theme a Spot.
Yeah.
So
theme is still good.
They're probably gonna need to clean up the language so that you can't generate, or so you can't mess with the rule of occupancy. But do you think this ends up being too strong, where it actually just sees some kind of blanket fix?
It could be, and what people also don't realize too is that you can, if there's gonna be other terrain underneath that debris, when you remove the debris, you don't put blocking there because there's already gonna be another terrain marker there. So it's it's just gonna be weird, with the printed terrain and everything, how that's gonna be. It's gonna need a complete rewording fix in order to do around there, but because you still technically can't have other terrain underneath it. So no blocking can be placed on those terrain. So yeah, it's going to be, I think it's a figure that can be abused, but it's just one of those things that's it's so hard to realize how he works that more than spot, this figure is going to be misplayed 99% of the time.
And you did mention that Yard Guard Lenny Ballinger makes that a free action.
The Yard Guard can, yeah. So like if you're looking at like if I'm the Yard Guard, then Redman's the Goliath. So yeah. Damage control is, if you look at it, it's DC, which is Degeneration Clicks. It's WizKid's way of getting us into the game.
Sure.
Is what it's yeah, essentially.
Next is 029A Rhino.
Call me Rhino!
Hey, watch it! Glass doors are expensive!
He has the Sinister Syndicate team ability, Magia, Sinister Syndicate, Animal Brute, and Ruler keywords. He's got a trait, I'm Rhino, which is a unique modifier. When a friendly character uses charge, modify their speed +1. Friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate team ability can use charge, including Rhino. He's got a special attack power, which is I knock things down, super strength. If Rhino destroyed one or more pieces of blocking terrain this turn, modify his damage +1. He has a 75 or 50 point line. He has Flurry on his top with the special attack power, and then a 19 Invincible with a 3 Battle Fury, and then Sidestep with that special attack power on his top dial of the 50 point line that starts on click 3, 18 Invincible, and 3 Battle Fury, and then he loses the special attack and then finishes with Invulnerability and Empower the rest of the dial. So this guy is awesome. I was pretty... he also has the improved movement blocking, so it helped trigger that special attack power. But I was kind of sad when he did not make the Spider-Verse set, but he works so well with the Sinister Syndicate pieces that we just got in Spider-Verse. And his unique modifier, all you have to do is just be able to use charge, and you're just modifying your speed, any friendly character. No keyword or starting adjacent or anything like that. And then friendly characters are just given charge with Sinister Syndicate. So now Sandman can charge. That was big.
Yeah.
The Mysterio goons, now they're charging.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, this guy is awesome. A lot of the Sinister Syndicate pieces are kind of hit or miss with playing them high or low dial. I think this guy is worth the extra 25 points, right? To play him at 75 and get the flurry. You're getting that
I think so
longsword
too.
too.
Well, if you're talking constructed, you can still make him a 12 for 5 just because he blew up a wall while he ran through something. I mean,
but for
I like this.
25 points, he's doing it twice with the flurry.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's not untrue.
That's why flurry makes him, I think, worth that extra 25 points, because you're going to be getting that extra attack.
Well, that and the 10 speed, because I like the sidestep, honestly, for 25 to just be like, oh, I'm going to sidestep, blow up this wall, and then I'm going to charge through. Like, I like that option.
I think there's ways, there's arguments for both, and I think this is actually, especially when you compare it to the other things to get figures we've gotten, like the Cravens. Like, you're never going to play that 125. I think there's an argument to play him at 75. Because now you got the Invincible and the Battle Fury, which is nice when both point values are playable.
And he's boosting himself with that speed. So it says when a friendly character uses charge, you modify their speed +1. So on click 3 for 50, he's only a 4 charge. Now he's a 6 charge on the top.
He's 6 charge on 50 because he has sidestep.
Yeah.
Oh, if you sidestep first.
Yeah.
Yeah, sidestep at 50. So you still get the same amount of movement with the 12 attack, super strength. This one just allows him to boost up his damage with the Battle Fury. That's going to ignore the shape change.
Mm-hmm.
So, and shape change is going to be everywhere. I think it's very smart. It did suck not to get him in Spider-Verse, but like this was the perfect set to hold off on bringing him in.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
The Hulk.
No, he's great. I love him. I'm glad I got one in a booster. Like I was like, oh, I got Rhino. I'm like, not even. I like sometimes I know you're sad when you pull a rare. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Like,
yeah, this is one of my most wanted pieces, and he's a rare, so I'm super excited for him.
Yeah,
this guy's a monster. I mean, he's an auto include on every Sinister Syndicate team,
and he's got other good keywords because he's
just full. Yeah, he's just full dial charge.
Yeah.
Why does he have the ruler keyword?
He's great.
That I don't know, but I like it.
It was a one shot.
Where
when
was
he
it? I forgot
one
what
became a
storyline
rhino.
it was for, but yeah, they made him a
King.
ruler for. I forgot exactly which storyline it is.
It's
It's,
because
I,
he's
I didn't
when
refresh
he
my
joined,
Rhino.
when he joined the Magia, right? Because he was like a higher
I
level
think
boss.
Yeah, that would have to be it. Yeah. But they just like giving out ruler because it's a good keyword, you know.
The rares have been pretty good. This is a great rare.
Yeah. All right, want to go to the Prime version?
Yes, Abomination.
You don't deserve this power. Now watch your death!
He's got Masters of Evil. He's AIM, Intelligentsia, Lethal Legion, Masters of Evil, Brute, Monster, and Spy. His real name is, of course, ML Blonsky. He's 29B. He's got a trait, Project Hulkbuster. Opposing characters can't knock back characters and can't be given terrain actions. Protected Pulse Wave. So that's a board-wide effect. He also has a second trait, You Are All Beneath Me, Charge. When Abomination stacks one or more characters, attacks. Well, he's probably stacking them after he attacks them. When an Abomination attacks one or more characters that have the Brute or Monster keyword, or that can use Super Strength to modify his attack and damage +1, he moves through blocking. He does have a special defense power, which is Giant Size, Battle Fury, Close Combat Expert, Shape Change. Abomination's other powers have Protected Outwit. That's wild. So he's 80 or 45.
Here's our 80
he's,
point rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Flurry, Super Strength, Invincible, and that special damage power. And then for 45, he is Plasticity, Super Strength, Invincible, and that damage power. He's 8 clicks for 80, and for 45, you get 5 clicks. I love him.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Rhino and him are the same like AB. I'm like, I need both.
See, and I love the way they're recycling these because like that sculpt works for both Rhino and A-Bomb. You just change their head.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's perfect. And it does suck that I don't get the tidy whities, so it's just a naked A-Bomb. But
does that suck?
You know,
I mean, speak for yourself.
Yeah,
came to
well,
party.
it is. It's not. It's Kindle, and I don't like the Kindle. I want anatomically accurate A-Bomb.
So,
yeah, this guy's getting played by me. There's no doubt.
And I can't believe that he's. I'm almost wondering if he's going to be similar to like the Prime Spidey. Like I know Prime Spidey obviously does more, but he's only selling for like $30 at pre-release price, which was nuts to see.
Top dial.
You
he's
play him at 80,
flirting.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like Colossus. You could play him at low, but if you're gonna play him, you can play him high. Yeah, you're gonna play him high.
I forgot Colossus even had a low dial.
Exactly. Same with this guy.
The opposing characters can't be knocked back and can't be given terrain actions.
And you can't
is amazing.
And you can't pulse wave through that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question is, Pete, Monster Month. This guy is just a beat stick against monsters. He's like, all right, I'm +1 attack and damage just the whole time. I'm a 14 for 6 top dial with Flurry.
Yeah, that's pretty mean, and you can't outwit that until you outwit his damage power first.
Exactly. So you burn in 2 outwits just for that, to be sure.
Yeah, this guy's just an absolute beat stick. It's nice to
see.
He's the only rare prime we have, right? Number I know we have 2. We only have one super rare prime. That's what it is.
So I mean, I think he's amazing, honestly. Like he's a giant, so he's got good tempo because he's going most turns.
Oh, I totally missed that he was a giant, so he is also getting that giant reach and the willpower too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. I absolutely will play this piece to the point to where people could just get sick of seeing it.
I'm actually thinking if I'm going to build with him, there is a team I'm working on with Wakanda since he has Spy. So I'll get Okoye to get him onto Wakanda.
What
that
else?
way it can be themed with Chair Panther, so that way he can charge Flurry.
Which unfortunately is necessary.
Yeah.
All right, then we have 030 Wave, Agents of Atlantis, Martial Artist, Spy, Warrior keywords. She has a trait, Hydrokinesis. When Wave targets a character with powers or attacks, After resolutions, generate a water terrain marker adjacent to that character. Wave can pick up, hold, and use water terrain markers in terrain actions. When she uses a water terrain marker in a terrain action, she has knockback, increases the damage dealt by 1, and after resolutions, that water marker is removed from the game. She has a special speed power, which is Twin Blades and High Tech Suit, Flight, Flurry, Sidestep. So she's 50 points. She has 6 clicks. She has that special speed power on the first 3 and then moves to Sidestep. Then she's starting with a 7 speed, 11 blades, 17 combat reflexes, and 2 perplex. So she was actually a lot of fun. She's not dealing a ton of damage, but that flurry and the chance to do damage with the blades was pretty fun. Or just trying to use the knockback. So there was I played her in sealed on my team, and just the potential was there that you couldn't ignore her. But like I was knocking people back to avoid taking Mystics damage, just with the water. The only thing I would like to see, I think, is if she had a free heal if she's holding water, just to interact with it more.
Yeah,
because she's not. She seems like she's doing a lot, but not a lot at the same time.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I mean, she makes a decent amount of water because you can perplex a friendly and just be like water.
Now, I will say I did have to play her with Zax. And so I had to be careful with when I perplexed, because if I ended my turn and he was in the water because you have to place the water. It's not a May.
Yeah, but it's
generated adjacent though, so he wouldn't be occupying it. So you should be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So I'm not saying if I perplex him, but if he's adjacent to the person that I perplex and I'm doing the water, and because you have to place it. So depending on my placement down like a hallway or something, I had to think about it a few times.
That's true. Yeah. There is gonna be a few spots. Yeah.
Or if I wanted to target an opposing character.
There's a way to change the rules without it being broken. Because now we finally have a character that can interact with water. Mm-hmm. So terrain. So
I like that.
She's not overly powered or anything. It's just it's definitely a unique take on the character for sure, and I like it.
Yeah, fun and thematic. So she was cool enough. I'd definitely play her again. I'm not too familiar with the character. I don't know a lot of the agents of Atlas.
No, same. That's something that escapes me.
I will say I do like when they do Atlantis as a keyword, though, and you're able to kind of mix the Marvel and DC versions of Atlantis together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's really unique. I think she's very cool. So,
another really just awesome playable rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been so far stellar. All right, next we have 031A. This is the Destroyer as an equipment. So he is 15 points. Qualifying keyword is as Guardian. He is unique, so you only get 1. It's if Destroyer is on the map, characters can't occupy its squares other than to move through it. Adjacent characters can be given a power action to equip. So it works like the motorcycles. Or the motorcycle and health cycle. So the 3 clicks that you get, the first one is Psychic Blast and Toughness. You get no stat mods for that. Your second click is Toughness and Close Combat Expert, and you get +1 defense. And then your last click is Invulnerability, and you get a special damage power, which is Giant, and you get +2 defense. This thing is awesome.
Yeah,
never thought I'd get.
I know everyone says you only play the click 3, and I think they're wrong.
No, they're totally wrong.
So I don't think that you're paying 15 points often for the other clicks, but the qualifying keywords being as Guardian, that does open it up a little bit, or you're not feeling bad about paying that for the other 2 clicks. Would you pay 15 points for those other clicks on other people?
I mean, depending, Psychic Blast is just good. So yes.
Yeah, I think there is a world where you will. I mean, handing out Psychic Blast and Toughness is very important. Same thing with Close Combat Expert and Toughness.
And +1 defense.
Mm-hmm.
So who is an example of someone that you would pay 15 points to throw Pensai on and Toughness? Instead of another object?
15 points, I would probably. There's a character called Maestro that I'd throw 15 points on to give him close combat expert and the +1 defense.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah. I don't really play a lot of range characters, so I haven't really delved into who I'm going to give it to with Psychic Blast.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
Psychic Blast could be very good on certain figures.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
+2 defense is great, but like it makes you a giant, and so now that just makes you into a target.
I mean,
like I know, like Legacy Odin, for example, like you're free. Most of the time, you're going to do a Psychic Blast toughness.
that was my thought was because yes, making him giant, there's balance to it because you have tempo because you get better willpower and +2 defense consistently is good. But you are also then become a giant target, and now you're much easier to shoot at. So and just like do things too, whether that's like perplex, outwit, all kinds of stuff. So I don't always see the giant +2 defense as the only one. So
Yeah, as Guardian,
That's
I
gonna
think
be-
you can easily argue the other two clicks when you're not
Yeah.
paying the points for it.
I don't have like a good range attacker in my head right now that I'm like, yeah, I want to give that toughness and Psychic Blast. It's mainly just because most of the teams I'm building, like the characters I'm picking are getting it for free. So
Yeah.
Well, and then it's going to be the old guard that's going to be looking at click 3 because they're still stuck on the can't hit me teams because I think +2 defense. Oh, they can't hit me until they get hit.
no, every time I've seen high defense, it only works for so long, and then you just get hit.
Yeah, there's a reason why high defense teams haven't really been winning tournaments for a while.
But yeah, on the right piece, that's still adding 2 defense and giant size to keep going with the attacks. I think that's still the one that's worth the 15 points the most. No? Not to you guys?
Oh, no, I absolutely agree. I'm just saying that, people saying that you never play the other 2 clicks, I think they're just wrong. Like, there's more that I think people are going to be surprised at how often you might not pick those 2 with a giant size +2. Normally, that's going to be your go-to, just like with motorcycle. But there's going to be a lot of figures that actually work better with the other 2. Even if you're paying it.
Click to close combat expert. That's what you're looking at there. I think then you're just the longsword is either already taken or it's just as guardian.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of potential to boost your pieces.
Yeah, I just think this is really, and I think the glider is super cool. I think this gets played way more than the glider though.
We also don't get things that hand out reducers very often, and reducers are big, even if it's toughness. Like that's still something you can't poison things as easily now with the reducer, like so.
Or knockback.
Yes, exactly.
Psychic Blast is what I think that if you're not, that's going to be the other click that you're going to be paying points for.
Yeah,
Handing out
you don't. That's another thing you don't get that much either. Like yes, we
a lot
have
of figures like, oh man, if only they dealt penetrating damage.
Yeah. Now they do.
See, I just feel like that's not the case. You're putting something else on them that's got more utility. If you're paying 15 points, like I said, if it's free and you can make the argument for sure, but 15 points just to give it penetrating damage, if it's not doing that, I don't know.
I mean, I see it as look, you get. Well, I guess that click is basically as close to like universal weapon as you're gonna get. It's like yes, universal weapon. You can pick whatever attack power, so you can pick Psychic Blast. For this, basically 5 extra points, you're getting a reducer, and that's where like my head is at with that. But I understand they're 2 different things. It's just that's the only other thing we have right now that can give the same power.
See, that's actually a really good point. I'd rather have the option to change that to Pulse Wave or Precision Strike for 5 less points than have toughness.
Yeah, but the most of the time you're going to be picking that +2 defense, but there's going to be some corner cases that are more than just very rarely. I think it's going to be more often than not a ton, but I still think there's still applications you're going to choose that to do penetrating and give out toughness.
Oh yeah, and do you know who gets this for free is Daredevil because they didn't switch his keywords for Zella.
Yep. So now he gets close combat expert and toughness for free.
Yep.
With +1 defense.
Well, this is going
Collector
on my team.
loves this thing. I mean, 2 extra defense to Collector the whole time.
Yeah, that was what people were immediately gravitating towards. Was he just has
Yeah.
plus defense? Then you don't need to have.
But
Both.
now this is where it's interesting: is he giant or colossal now?
Colossal.
He's colossal.
But it makes him giant.
But he's colossal.
Wow.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really change anything for him besides his giant reach. I guess would be the only thing that could possibly change.
Because there's more giants, so you can knock him back with giant because he's a single base. But no,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. As there's certain characters that are tiny, but they become standard size or whatever. So would that? Would you be giant instead of colossal?
There was an interaction where that ruling was made. I have to go search for it though.
Look, I just don't remember how that works off the top of my head. So,
Regardless, this is a must-own for Modern.
Oh yeah.
Especially as the bikes go away.
I was gonna say
They didn't even need to put a silver ring on it.
Oh, they totally did. I don't want. No,
No.
this is the.
Otherwise,
they didn't.
every single Asgardian needed it.
Well,
No, what I'm trying to say is they didn't need to put
it.
a silver ring on it to make it unique because your
'cause
equipment
it's
are unique as
equipments.
is.
Yeah, and the bikes
That's what I
say
mean.
they're
Fair.
not. Okay.
Yeah, there was no need for a silver ring. Yeah, just because of that.
I like the look on it. It's fine.
All right, how about his prime side?
All right, the prime side is baller. So, he is 031B. He's got the Cosmic Energy team ability. He is a prime. He is Asgardian armor, cosmic deity. He has improved movement blocking. He also has flight. He is a giant. He is 5 range with 2 bolts. He is either 270 or 150. He has a trait, a special attack power, and a special defense power. His trait is Pilot the Collective Might of Asgard. When revealing your force, you may choose up to 2 single base characters on your sideline that have the Asgardian keyword and turn them to any click. Destroyer can use the standard attack and damage powers displayed on those characters' dials. When Destroyer is KO'd, before removing them from the game, or from the map, generate the chosen characters from your sideline on their last non-KO click. This game, those characters can't be healed or replaced, and are removed from the game without being scored if they would take damage, protected pulse wave. And his attack power, which is on clicks 1 through 4, and then 8, 9, and 10. So he is 10 clicks long. Is wielding the Oversword of Asgard. Once per turn, when Destroyer hits, after resolutions, you may choose a character chosen for the pilot trait. If you do, give Destroyer any action as free, and it can use the standard powers displayed on the dial of the chosen character during that action. So he can take basically 2 attacks a turn.
Flurry. Choose Flurry.
Yeah, or 3.
Be amazing, yeah.
And then he's got a special defense power, which is on clicks 1 and 2, and then 9 and 10. Impervious. Destroyer can reduce penetrating damage dealt by characters with a lower point value than itself. So at top dial, he is hypersonic 1325 with hypersonic and shape change, and then those 2 special powers. For 150, you start with an 8 charge, that attack power, 19 invincible, and 4 damage shape change. And then on his last click, he is at 8, 12, 19, 5. So he goes from shape change to prob to outwit, and he always has either invincible or that defense power, and then he has precision strike in the middle, or the attack power, basically most of his dial.
So where are you at with this one as far as point values?
I mean, he's literally Odin the Destroyer Part 2. So, like, he's fine. Like, I don't know if you make him cheaper. Like, he does a lot.
Do you think there's any viability in competitive with him at 270?
No, I think 150 if you're going to try, but you really have to build around him then.
Yeah, really
But
strong.
being potentially able to make 3 attacks a turn and just keep going, like, that's good. I mean, he just, like...
Yeah, the only thing is that you ding him once to take him off of that power, and then...
I know. I mean, I totally get that. It's just, that's the thought. So, and you can also get Gaia for free. So that's also another thing. He can then potentially heal every turn.
Oh, now that I like.
I like just putting him in the Destroyer armor.
You can't. He's a giant.
Oh, dang it.
That's
Come
why
on,
I said
bad
Gaia.
ideas.
That's why I did Gaia. I was like...
He's great. This is he's a bomb. If you pull him in sealed, you just won already.
Oh,
270, right? Yeah, and at 150, he'll see people will build around this for at 150. I think.
In silver, oh, I'm definitely giving this a spin.
At 270.
Yeah,
I like the stats on it. Yeah,
Oh,
but
to me
270 is just really hard to build in modern
justify.
for sure. Yeah, but it
I
could be
know.
fun in silver for sure.
At least I will give them credit that 20 is like it's a good consistent stat. Like
It's a good starting
that's
spot, yeah. But it's like
yeah
for 150, he's on click 4. Those
yeah.
are expensive clicks to get 3 more. 120.
No, I know. Yeah,
40 points a
it's
click.
hard to it's hard to justify. I get that. It would be hard because I don't know if like
Yeah.
oh man, like if he's 200 points, I feel like that's too good for that for what that is. I don't know.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have even been a special defense power. He should have just been able to reduce pin normally like that. Just make it into a trait.
Yeah.
Oh, just be impervious the whole dial, but
No,
just
just have say destroyer can reduce penetrating damage dealt by characters with a lower point value than itself.
But that's what I
what-
mean. But then you would
That's
you
what
would just be
Colossus already
impervious.
does, so that seems fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's
Like, I
It's
guess
yeah, but-
why do they need to be lower point values? It's like well, I guess that's fair because yeah, when he took on the Celestials, that's fair. That's probably why. But
All I'm picturing is trying to target this thing and just people hitting shape change over and over again, and just me just feeling super defeated at that point.
I have scarred you that badly, have I now?
Oh, that's just what's happening.
Honestly, I think Gaia on him does make him a lot more viable, even at the 270.
Well, then if you're shooting at him, right, he's a 21 top dial or a 20 in hindering.
oh, what you would do destroyer and Prime Panther, or not Prime Panther, but Chair Panther.
Well, why?
So you can do the free stuff.
I guess, but I also will just smoke juice right off the board. So
You got the hypersonic. Yeah, I guess you could just go kill him.
I
I don't
have
know what you're doing
if
with
I
the
do
other
that,
70. Obviously, I'm not building that, but I do think it's neater with the Asgardian keyword letting him get Gaia. All right, who has?
I think I still like Abomination better.
Yeah,
Well, I
me
mean,
too.
A-bomb is like your budget, like not budget. I'm sorry, he's your more competitive, like pointed piece, right? This to me is like he's just great. Like, as far as like this is the character, this is what I expect. If I'm running the destroyer, I was like the figure. This is perfect.
I mean, it feels more destroyer than the other destroyer prime that we got.
Show the wait. Oh, the one that sits on the sideline. Yeah.
War of the
War of the
Realms.
Realms. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, want to
Yeah.
take us to the next one?
I do. We are going to go to Bulldozer 032, Masters of Evil, Asgardian Lethal Legion, Masters of Evil, Thunderbolts, Wrecking Crew, Brute and Soldier. It's Henry Camp. He's got a trait, Hard Hat Zone. When a friendly character with the Wrecking Crew keyword moves, before moving, they may generate and pick up a standard object or blocking terrain marker. And then he's got a special speed power on his first 3 clicks, charge but don't have speed. He moves through blocking. He is 0 range, single bolt. He's 60 points. He's 7, 11, 17, 3. And then at his late dial, he is sidestep, super strength, toughness, and no damage power. So these guys play really fun together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the
This was a
low defense hurts him. But the
yeah. I saw
synergy's
these
there.
guys. I saw this guy in sealed, and it was pretty cool because the object just is like a nice free way to get more damage.
And we love our full speed charge.
Yes.
Who doesn't, right? This guy's nice for what is it, Saki? If you not that you're playing them together, but just like making more objects seems like a good thing.
You gotta have the Wrecking Crew keyword.
Yeah, that's why the non-prime Spider Ham actually themes with Saki and does it, and for 10 less points too.
For Bulldozer, though, you could still generate it and pick it up, but then, what is it, moves before moving, they may generate it and pick up a standard. So you can start to move and then drop it still, right?
Yeah, I
Or
think so.
blocking terrain
Yeah,
marker?
because they've already picked it up. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's before moving. So yeah, so if you had sidestep, you could just do that and then generate and drop it. Yeah.
And honestly, we're just thinking about doing damage with it. But if you generate a blocking tray marker, you could just honestly make a permanent blocking
Wall.
terrain, right? Yeah, because it's not even barrier that would go away, which is kind of a nice little thing. And it's just a lowercase move. So
yeah,
there's some little tricks in there.
Absolutely.
I just don't like their low defensive values.
Yeah, that's what hurts.
I feel like they should have been like 18s.
At least.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think that's those guys have always they've always been that way. I felt like they were like good offensively, but they were pretty brittle.
So
defensively.
yeah, that was the entire problem. That's why when it was just the wrecker, like by himself with the wrecker, like that's why he was so good, is because he had all the powers, and then he split his powers evenly between the four of them.
Yeah.
So that's why they're not, at that level.
All right, do you want to go to Debris?
Yep, Bree is the Avengers TA. She's 35 points, has Avengers, New Warriors, Celebrity, and Soldier. She has a trait and a special attack power. Her trait is You Thought I Was Terrax. Toughness, power, generate 2 debris markers into clear squares within range and line of fire. Special attack power, that's her entire dial. Telekinesis, telekinetic trash tornado with TK. Free, choose up to 4 debris markers within range and line of fire. For each marker chosen, deal an opposing character occupying or adjacent to that marker 1 damage. She has 2 clicks of sidestep, 2 force blast, 3 sidestep. In the attack power entire dial. 3 of energy shield deflection, 2 of barrier, and then you have 2 enhancement, 2 shape change, and 1 more of enhancement. I wish you just made rocks like Marvel Snap, where you just every time you play her, you just make rocks everywhere. You know, that'd be fun. I'm liking how they're making like, you know, debris markers. Like now it's like, do you really want to go and run through that wall?
Yeah.
You know?
That's true, yeah.
So
I like that you.
simple, I like it.
So she's got the ability to stop the barriers from being generated on these debris markers that she does.
Mm-hmm.
To stop that, but 35-point TK with enhancement's not even bad either. I kind of honestly just like her.
Yeah.
Well, and she can just make debris, right? So yeah, so that means you can't. There's like she can just make places that you just can't place barrier. Then.
Right.
Yeah.
If that's what you were meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
She's interesting. She's a cool piece. For 35 points, she'll get played on Avengers and Soldier, maybe Celebrity. So I don't know if New Warriors is there. I'd really love it to be there, but I'm not quite sure.
What about just
you know,
pairing
you play her
her?
on New Warriors. You're not gonna win, but you know, you're gonna play it.
Just pairing her with a piece that has the ability to like go through blocking, or having terrain on your, like a big piece of terrain, which we're getting huge pieces of terrain, and then just having the terrain on the ground there, and then she just is able to ping people for damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I overthinking her?
No, that's exactly. Like, look at the characters. Like, if you're gonna have elevated and you have someone destroy that elevated, they drop and take the damage.
Yeah.
Now, then she can. Okay, we're gonna choose the debris markers to do another damage to you. So
a 35-point support piece that you really have to think about if you want to go in on the team without taking care of her and leaving every other piece on the team alone. I think that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, she can get the support pieces pretty quick.
I was gonna say, I think the biggest thing for her is she's cheap enough that like this works, because she offers a utility power in TK. She also offers enhancement. She does have toughness traded, so you have to actually hit her, and she's 5 clicks, which is not nothing,
and 20 from range. So you still have to like get up close on her. So yeah, for 35 points, I think there might be something here.
And even if you hit her, say you hit her for 4, right? She's on her last click. Now she's just sidestep barrier on top of everything else.
Yeah. I think.
I don't think you're overthinking her. I think she's great.
Yeah.
I mean, 35 points on the right build to get TK, then you don't have to use universal weapon, or you can use it for something else. Is not nothing, and you don't want to shoot her.
Nope.
And you get up close to fight her, and you still have to go through those clicks.
Mm-hmm. And Soldier doesn't have too many TK pieces.
No.
Right.
Well, they do, but you're burning the universal weapon for it, so.
Yes, every piece has TK for 10 points.
No. The Kree soldier specifically, because he gets it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is doing way more.
No, I
for 10 more
agree.
points.
I agree. I'm just that was my one comparison. So.
But overall, a lot of soldier,
very
like
cool.
soldier is not a very common keyword to get TK on. I think we saw it on
No.
General Ross on this set too. But
Yeah, and he's 40. But I mean, there could be something in pulp too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like a lot of pulp. Yeah, you could end up with teams that don't have a ton of like reducers. So.
well, that's gonna wrap it up, I think, with the CUR. What are you guys' thoughts on the sculpt reuse and different lettered numbers?
I think if they do it maybe once every year or once a year, I think it's fine. If this becomes the norm, I think then it would get old. But I mean, I think it's fine for what it is for now.
Well, and they chose the right characters to sculpt swap. Like even Rhino and Abomination are like perfect swaps of like, oh, you just pop the head off and you paint him a different color. That was perfect.
And you kind of have to
But
put
it's
them
cool
together
too.
to like side by side to even think that they are the same sculpts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Retools.
This way, you're actually able to get like the stickler comic fans like myself that you're able to get these cool like sculpts or costumes that normally you wouldn't. And now like Giant Man and Goliath, like really, we get boom. Okay, 2 costumes done. It's a real cool way to do that.
Yeah, I think it's
The
really well
ultimate
done.
costume.
Like you said, I think we talked about this too on the podcast, but or last week. But once a year, a set like this, I think is fine. It's done really well, so it works.
Because you have like the Wrecking Crew are sculpt swaps, but they're all relative. I mean, they're they generally look similar. So stuff like that, like those are solid choices if you're gonna do sculpt reuse.
Mm-hmm. How many?
I have no problem with it. I think the way they did the A and B sides is awesome. I mean, Absorbing Man alone is amazing, right?
Yeah.
And then a sculpt reswap, sure. I mean, what are we really complaining about? The sculpts look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
With the CURs that we've been getting lately, I would not mind trying a pulp event soon.
With no Thanos.
Yeah, you have to look at a couple pieces, right? Thanos is probably the number one issue.
Yeah.
Just making it only 150.
I'm just building brute teams right now.
Absorbing Man, baby. I'm telling him and Pulp is gonna be so fun.
So, hear me out. Prime Abomination at 80, Quicksand and D-Cell at 85. That's 165, and they all have ESD. And if you shoot at him, you're -2 attacking him from range until they get up on you and just smashing you in the face.
Yeah, that's
that sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Well, and then you have the 5-point one shot that gives you just charge, and you also get destroys blocking when you use charge. So then you can actually get quicksand into the fight without just sidestep.
Yep. Yeah. Tons of options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, extremely fun playable CUR in the set. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add?
No. I think they knocked it out of the park with this curse set.
CUR is dope. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm excited.
I was not excited about this set. Like when they announced it, I was like, oh, all right, here we go, Hulk, whatever set. But like seeing it and how well it's designed and everything they did, this is a really good set. And I think you're going to see it impact all versions of the game. And we're only through the CUR, and there wasn't really many complete duds, right?
So, no. And honestly, what's funny that you said that. I was going to mention this tomorrow, but as this set was coming out, like at first, I was like, I don't understand where all the hate is because these pieces are looking really cool. And now that the sets are, like the whole set list is out, I think I see the most positive feedback on this set that I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I'm excited to get into the super rares and everything next episode. So we will be back with the second half of the set review next time. So thanks for listening and see you then.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Lick it!
Cause I'm so